God, this is so scary. Can people hear me? I hope so. Uh, dude, I have the biggest. Oh God. This is so. Wow, I can't even control myself. I'm sorry. Man, I am so anxious. How is the audio too loud or the music too loud? Oh God, it's it's easier said than done. God, this is so embarrassing. I can't even control, like, God, my voice is like trembling. Oh man, I have the biggest migraine, right? Like, so I have like I get like stress migraines, and God, I have the biggest like migraine. I have to turn my volume to the max to hear you. Is anybody else finding that sentiment the same? Oh God, like stop, I'm so scared. Stella, you make this look so easy. Like, this is, oh my God. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry. I just have to, like, gather myself. God, this is so weird to, like, see you guys, talking. I don't know. God, okay. I've been losing my mind lately, if that's not, like, obvious. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. Did you have today's donuts? Not. I almost did. Okay, so I went to a Dunkin', and it's just like all I could have was a coffee. Like I couldn't even excuse me, order donuts like I normally do. I'm just so anxious. Oh, from the Philippines. Hi. I know, why are we talking? Okay, so I have to get used to this. I have to talk to chat. You know what I mean? I'm telling you guys. Cheesecake says hello chat. Hello Cheesecake. Oh my God, I have the biggest I might actually have to go stop and take some migraine medicine, funny enough. I saw your stories. I hope you're okay. Thank you, Star. I really appreciate it. I'm always losing my mind. Fuku Star, hi. I see you all the time on my Twitter. I really appreciate you always commenting on my stuff. I drew your persona in class. Oh, thank you, Roses. That's so sweet. Oh God, this is so. And it's like I was okay. So I ran into some like technical difficulties, and I had to delay because I was gonna do like a bunch of test streams. Now me actually crying. Stop. God, I can't even talk. Like, I'm sorry. This is so bad. Like, I can't even compose myself. Oh my God, I have the biggest headache. I might have to go take some medicine. Yeah, so this Cheesecake, it is technically my first stream, but funny enough, I've streamed at Anime Expo. So like I've live streamed before, but never like online live stream. You're doing good. I appreciate you guys. Like, God. Like, it's so funny. Hi, Turnip Time. I see you all the time in Stella's chat. I really appreciate your support and your message. You said yesterday, you said a really nice message on my Twitter, and I really appreciate that because like, I'm sorry, like I never get to respond to everyone as quickly as I'd like to, and it's just I get mad anxiety, and it's just something I gotta overcome. So I really appreciate, like I said, everyone, like anytime anyone leaves a message. Yeah. Oh God, dude, Anime Expo was a shit show for me. Like, oh, I wish I could. And that's also another thing. Like, I'm sorry for my question. I'm like, okay, Scara Sim. I'm sorry for my question. I don't want to bug you. I'm just excited. What was your question, Scara? Let me see. One more estimate. Oh, okay. So for the drawing contest, I was thinking. Let me check my calendar. Hold on. The only thing, okay. A lot of people, man, that's also another thing. Like the drawing contest. Okay, I'm losing my mind real quick. Give me 1 second. I've gotta go take some medicine. Like, my head is, like, throbbing. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know. Let me make my, Okay, I've returned. I got, an 800 milligram of ibuprofen. I have some migraine medicine, but it kind of makes you feel weird sometimes, you know what I mean? Gosh, I have an Aura ring that should show my heart rate, and I'll post that, like, cause dude, I am just, this is scary. This is scary. Okay, I gotta breathe. Sorry, give me a second. Man, how do people come on here? How do people come on here and just like so easily like, I don't know, do this stuff? God. Okay, give me a second. I gotta take my ibuprofen. Okay. I've gotta concentrate. Okay. Hi, Millie Mood. Hi. I'm really, really anxious and nervous. Good God, like, yeah, British mushroom. Ah, man, I just ran out of melatonin. I have to take melatonin sometimes, like, when I have my little silly episodes. It's really hard to sleep, so I take melatonin. I ran out recently, and I have not gotten any more, and I really need to. I drank medicine one time, and it was bad. What type of medicine did you take? What's your favorite color? My favorite color is white, actually. White is my favorite color. I used to be on a friend stream sometimes and died of anxiety from that. Yeah. This is scary. I've got the biggest migraine. Oh, God, this is so scary. Okay, sorry. So, like, I'm sorry, like, man, okay. I've got to gather myself. Okay. That's my mom's favorite color. Your mom has good taste. White is a great color. Pink is a great color too. I would say pink is a nice solid. I would say pink is probably my second color. Excuse me, second favorite color too. Man, I'm like tripping over my words. It's so funny because like you sit here and think like, oh yeah, talking is easy, but then oh my God. Okay. God, and then tomorrow, man. Okay, so okay, so one thing I really first super chat. Oh man, you're so sweet. You're gonna. This is so much. Thank you. That was so sweet. And yes, that was my first super chat. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. I just gotta. I might pass out. I have passed out before from stress, so okay. God, I don't even know how to tell like how many people are watching. I can only see chat. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. Okay. I see animations. I messed up drawing your model for the first entry. Feel free to send revisions. Man, see, I wish I could again, I wish it was easier for me to communicate. Feel free to send revisions, because so many people did that, and it's like, that's so real, because like whenever I'm submitting artwork for my manufacturer, a lot of times I'll resend it, because I'm like, oh man, I messed something, you know? So it's very normal to, oh my God, the chat. Oh God, so, why did I just know it? I know, they're little hearts. Let me see, hold on. God, I don't know how people... I think the worst part about this is that, like, I have multiple streams because I'm trying to... multiple screens because I'm trying to do the, what's it called? iPad thingy. Drawing. See, I can't even think. Man. I have a elevated IQ more than room temperature. I promise, I promise. Oh my gosh. Shiki Eki Yama Sandu. Man, this is hard. You're doing great. Just take it slow and easy, Kaoza. You got this. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is so God, that's unbelievable. Oh, you got okay, I'm also a crier. I'm just letting you guys I'm also a crybaby, so I might cry. God, I already have tears in my eyes. That was so sweet. Oh, okay. I gotta. Kaoza, Sar says, I've been drawing for 2 to 3 years. What about you? I'm a hag, thank you very much. So I've been drawing. I don't know, since I was like 6, I think. So, man, if you know anything about me, I don't know any numbers. Okay, I'm 28 now, and if I was 6, 12 years? 12 years. Hold on. 12. I don't know. Is that 20? No, there's no way it's not 22 years. No! That is... that is 22. Oh, God, that's 22 years? Oh, my God, I'm having one of those moments. Dear Lord. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me fix my little screen thingy. Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Dang, says Star. Right? What the... But you know what's so funny is I've been drawing obviously since I was like 6, and I only really started seeing progress from my art from like ages 22 to like 22 to 28. I've had an insane, just because like my brain's gotten smarter, so it's been so much easier. Oh God, this is there's so many people, like, there's so many chats, like, I feel, oh, God. Okay. Oh, this is scary. Okay. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. But yeah, so I made a big leap as, like, my brain got, like, you know, fully developed. Like, I made a big leap in my artwork. So it's so funny. So it's, like, funny enough, if somebody starts drawing at, like, 20, you know, or 28 or even 30, like, you'll be, like, on my level probably in, like, less than a couple years. Just because of the way it worked. Oh, by the way, is it like laggy at all? Like, you know, because like I want to have like a pretty high definition stream, and I think you know what I mean? Is it pixelated? Okay. Yeah, frontal lobe developing. Exactly. That's what happened. I was like, wow, this is awesome. It's so funny. Thank you. No lag. I appreciate it. It's so weird. Like I ask a question and you guys answer. That's so weird. Oh God. Oh no. Thank you for covering the Nintendo loss of Windows. Yeah. That really. Thank you, Jelly Dinosaur, for that comment. Yeah, it was crazy. I was really disappointed. Dude, at first I was dreading drawing all of the little details of your character, but actually running around was so much fun. Do they have any sentimental meaning? I don't know. That's a really good question. This says silver in Japanese right here. It's based off a shogi chess piece, and I really like chess, even though I'm not that good at it. This little pink thing was supposed to be lilac flowers, but I am really lazy, so I didn't want to draw the individual petals, so it turned into like a big fluffy thingy. And yeah, so yeah, sorry, it's hard for me to think, I'm not gonna lie. Good God. This is scary. Godflick, what can your model do? My model can actually do a lot. I've spent the last like 2 years working on it, funny enough. I have my little drawing thing, let me see. Oh God, I'm too yeah, my model can do a lot. This is a lot to take in, I'm sorry. And then I had my little debut, and man, I was like skitzing out, let's be real, last night. And I realized, I think the biggest problem that I have, I love your design, KOs, it says knives, thank you so much, I really appreciate it, is I get this weird thing where it's just like, I'll just show some of my model stuff right here while I'm talking, where if I feel like I need to act a certain way and it's like against my like inherent nature to act a certain way, it makes me very anxious and it just, I don't know, it just feels like fake or whatever. And hi. Oh, hi, chat. There we go. Thank you, Godflick. I appreciate that. Just imagine chat in their underwear. You guys probably are in your pajamas and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so if I have to do like something where it's like it doesn't feel like authentic to me, and as like as corny as that sounds, why do you look like a teacher? I like that. I like being a teacher. I had glasses toggled on, but I think I may have lost it whenever I updated my model. Let me see. Yeah, I'll have to do the glasses again. I have the pointing like actually. Anyway, you know. Oh, you are a kind of teacher. Yeah, I mean that's true. I do tutoring on the side for college students. But what I was saying is it's so hard. It's so hard to keep a thought and then look at chat at the same time. Cause like I knew, I really appreciate you guys being here, and I want to give you guys the attention you deserve. So it's really, I'm really glad I'm testing this out before tomorrow, my alleged debut, allegedly. But anyway, so it's like whenever I feel as though like I have to do something that is not like really comfortable for me, it just, I don't know, it just eats at me, and it's just like I get so much anxiety because I'm like I can't perform the to the standard that I guess everyone is expecting. And so I realized like, man, with this whole debut thing, because it's like I'm not, I have sometimes like I am sometimes kind of childish, but it's like I have like I'm very I don't want to say I'm mature, but you know what I mean. And so to like sit here and role play like a debut, like, oh, hey guys, come, I don't know, it just feels so uncomfortable. Like I really don't like to draw a lot of attention to myself, and it's like I like my actions and my artwork to speak for itself. And so it's like to do like a debut and be like, hey guys, look at me, it doesn't feel natural to me. So it's like tomorrow when I do my little debut, I'll take it not very seriously. Oh, there goes my blouse. I'll take it not very seriously, because it's like if I take it seriously, it makes me anxious, because I'm like, this is not me. Guys, it's Roland. I see you all the time, Roland. I can't even read. I have a room temperature IQ right now. Okay, sorry. Scar Simp, you're right. Are you gonna answer my question you left after reading it? Anxiety's going through. Sorry. Okay. I will schedule a live stream for that. Like, I think like on YouTube I can schedule it. And I wanted to do it near Christmas, but I wanted like, people, because like people are obviously very anxious about the results. So it's like I'd like people to like, to give a good time for excuse me. I want people to give a good amount of time to watch it. So let me see. Maybe maybe the 15th of December. Like I'm making this plan right now on the go. You have human ears? Yes, I do. I have like 4 sets of ears. And one time I drew myself in a bunny outfit, and I gave myself an additional pair of ears. And so I ended up having, oh, that's another thing. I can't figure out how to do chat. Like, you see how it's like there's no chat on my screen? I can't figure out how to do that. So yeah, I would say I could probably do it. The results for the art contest. Let's see. Ooh. I think the 15th might work. I think that's either the 15th or the 22nd. How many submissions did you get, says Andrea Dino? I got so many. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know how many. I'd have to say like anywhere from like 300 to 500, I would say. Like, it was insane. I wasn't expecting that. Give me a second, hold on. And I know a lot of people say that. Oh, I didn't mean for this post to blow up. Like, that type of situation. But I had been like, talking about my figure collection and getting rid of it for a while, my Instagram stories. And that's kind of like, I did like oh god, hold on the chat. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I gotta think. Okay, I have to finish what I'm trying to say first before I look at chat. Okay, so I got, like, in my Instagram stories, a lot of people suggested an art contest. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's like, I don't get a whole lot of engagement on my Instagram stories and stuff like my Instagram. So it's like, I was going to originally just put it on my Instagram account for the whole giveaway. But I'm like, man, I have too much to cover. So I put it in a YouTube video. And I hadn't uploaded my YouTube video in like a year. So it's like, I didn't really expect the video to perform so well. So I got a lot more entries than anticipated. And it gave me a lot of anxiety. Okay, now I'm looking at chat. Hold on. Happy late Thanksgiving, says Regeneras. Thank you, I appreciate that. I had boxed stuffing that I didn't even remember to get the butter for, so it was like ready in 5 minutes. It was just like water and stuffing bread, and that was my Thanksgiving dinner, and a jar of gravy. So, okay. Oops, I'm moving. I got banned on Instagram. Man, that sucks. How'd you get banned? Sounds like a fun job to do. I don't know. I don't understand. Have you had any clear favorites from the submissions? Yes, there are some that where it's like, I'll see it and I'm like, damn, that's a winner right there. It was so funny. Some of you guys are really clever. I can tell some of you guys, like, you know, did your research and, like, you know, looked up things that I liked and, like, things that I've talked about, and you put it in your entry, and I'm like, damn, these guys are clever. Like, there was one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, wow. Like I look at it for a second, I'm like, this is definitely gonna be a winner. Star said, hey, I have to go to sleep. I just want to say that ever since I discovered you, you've just seemed amazing. I love not only seeing fun videos, but also your personal growth. Thank you, Star. That's so kind of you to say that. What streams are you gonna do in the future, says Ray. Sorry, I'm late in the chat. Mostly, so I'm mostly streaming to do drawing. I run like I don't know if you guys, it's so funny because it's like, independent. Like, my Instagram is mostly about my art business and stuff like that, my artwork. And, my YouTube is, you know, mostly been talking about figures and complaining, let's be real. And so it's so funny, like, not many people know about my artwork and the fact that I run a business. So I've been kind of slacking on my, business lately because I've been getting all of this stuff set up. I had to get a new PC. It was just like really hectic. So I lose my train of thought. Sorry, I'm still getting anxious. But the ibuprofen started to kick in, so that's nice. So it's really funny that a lot of people don't know I draw. So it's like, I think I'll do a lot of artwork live streams because I gotta tend to my business, you know. Okay. Damn, KO, so you want a pie or something? You know, I think I'm all pumpkin out. The only pie I really like is like pumpkin pie, and I just wasn't in the mood for it this year. It was really strange. Oh, by the way, the color of the rope bow is red in your reference, but gold in your model. Your reference doesn't have the gloves off, so that's my illustration. Sorry. That's fine. I actually changed, depending on like pretty much my mood, I changed this little ribbon bow to red to yellow, so it doesn't matter. Like I didn't want you guys to stress out. Like, you know, if you guys forgot any details about my model, it's not that serious, you know what I mean? There are so many amazing submissions. Yeah. Like 50 of them, like 50% of them, like 70% of them like draw better than me too, and I'm like, wow. I'm getting bodied in my own giveaway. I love you, KO's Zeno Mix. Thank you. I love you too. I love you guys a lot, for real. Like, thank you for putting up with my nonsense. Like, this is, again, this is wild. Are you gonna show only the winning submissions on your stream? So, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I really would like to sit here and take time and go over as many submissions as I can. It really sucks. I'm not, okay, so it's like, okay, so I did a, look at me. I keep rambling and I can't even read chat. I don't know. It's like, see, I don't know what's prioritized here. Me rambling or like reading chat. Okay, so, okay. I'm gonna try. To do both. I forgot my train of thought. Oh, okay, back to the art contest. Man, so like a lot of people I asked in a giveaway, which I've got to announce the giveaway for that Teto Nendoroid, I think today. And I was like, you know, what kind of giveaways do you guys want to see in the future? And a lot of people said, you know, art contests. I was like, God. And it was just totally fine, but it's heartbreaking to me because it's like, I physically can't, you know, give away a bunch of people, you know, pick everybody And so as long as people are fine with that, because like the worst thing I want to do is, you know, discourage people from, excuse me, hold on, is discourage people from, like, you know, drawing and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, not you know, not picking people. I don't want to, you know, hurt people. You know what I mean? So I think at the minimum I can, you know, try and cover as many entries as I can do. But yeah, it's like, it's just rough because, you know, I just feel really bad for not being able to pick more people. And which I will say I'd like to do, like, you know, it seems like a lot of people I've seen some of the entries you repost on Blue Sky. I've made my peace with not winning. I don't know. I don't know. Like sometimes, like there's some of them that are really, really simple too. That like sometimes people like perfect like simple illustrations, and it's like I really do appreciate that. Oh God. Okay, let me look at the chat for a second before I keep going. I discovered you through the contest. Now I like you a lot. That's really sweet. Nove. I'd love to see all the submissions, but that would probably take forever for you. Haha. You know, I might be able to. The worst part about it is I got them all through email, and that's also another thing. I know, breathe. Roland says breathe. Like a good idea. Hold on. Okay. So I got them all through email, and I don't know how to download all the images from email like in bulk. So it's like that's gonna take a while. But it's like I would like to, you know, sit here and go through all the illustrations. I want to also I would also like to okay, calm down. I would also like to see if I could find a way to make like an opening, like, you know, like my little loading screen. Like that's actually supposed to be my ending screen, which I'll show it real quick. Hold on. I'm still figuring all this out. See, this is my little ending screen. So I would like to do an opening screen, and it'd be cool if I could like showcase a lot of the submissions that way. That way, like, you know, like a lot of people could look at them often. Yo, it's so pretty. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Stella, my dear, was the one who showed me how to do the stinger doors, like this little door thing. Hold on, let me do it again. So this is all brand new to me. And that's also another thing about streaming is that like it's a lot of, hold on. It's a lot of like learning stuff. Whoops, there we go. There you go. Now I'm in a little a rainy mood. So it was really Ace Gnome. Nice. Thank you. That's so sweet. I don't know what currency that is. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's so sweet. Man, I can't believe, like, I don't know. You guys are insane. Like, that's so kind of you to, like, donate, you know, just donate to my, live stream. That's crazy. Oh, man. Favorite. I think the audio might be glitched. Oh, what's with the audio? Let's go back to the shoe screen. There we go. Hold on. I also have, what is it technically called? It's like asthma. So it's like, you'll hear me like coughing a lot. I'll try to mute it most of the time because it sounds really bad sometimes. And I also like sniff because I have like a really bad nose too. I actually had nose surgery for it. It was insane. Favorite Fumo / Toho. My favorite Toho. Tokiko. I like Tokiko. I hope she gets a Fumo one day. I used too much of my sleep on the submission. My sleep schedule went from a good 10 hours to 7 hours. That's not very good. You got to take care of your health, you know? You got to prioritize. In the future, I'll do more art contests, so please don't stress if, uh-oh. Okay. Please don't stress if, you know, you can't make this art contest. I try to make them as long as possible because I don't want to stress people out with the time limit. And, I will do more in the future. And I would, I'd like to, increase the prizes to more things. So if you guys actually have any ideas of what type of prizes you'd like to win, let me know, you know, because I definitely want to, you know, give you guys what you want. Okay. Oops. Yeah, when it transitions, it glitches a little. I'll have to figure that out. What is that face I just made? Oh, Lord. It's funny because like I was supposed to like try drawing now, but it's like I might be too stressed for that. Hey, the audio sounds like if you were to press a red button that you weren't supposed to press. It's actually really funny. I'll have to figure that out. No more transitions, or maybe. Ask John on My Lady Disdain how he does the picture collection opening. I'll look into that. What's your favorite food? My favorite food is probably donuts. I really like donuts. If that wasn't already obvious. Uh-oh. 404 Shiki-Con. Why are you saying uh-oh? That's kind of scaring me. Hold on. There we go. Walking into place. Scar Sam, I'm gonna head out. Bye. I hope you have a nice time. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'm a sucker for figures. Okay, I have a bunch of... So, funny enough, like, again, like, I'm doing, like, closet cleaning. And I was, I'm just sick of, like, too much stuff around me. It just got so overwhelming. I don't know what it is. Like, I tried to buy myself happiness, and it didn't work. So now I'm facing the consequences. So, I'm decided to give away. And I was gonna sell the figures that I wasn't gonna give away in this, art contest, but I realized a lot of people really like the art contest, so I'm probably gonna save them and just do another art contest, you know what I mean? Hold on. Oh, you said uh-oh and it froze for a moment. Okay. Will you be doing drawing streams in the future? Yes, that is gonna be my primarily, you know what this, the primary, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Types of streams. I really, promare. Yeah, my primarily, types of streams I'd like to do. I brought some, I can't tell you if you meant bought or brought. I brought some of your merch, but if you brought it, thank you. Thank you for bringing it with you. But if you bought some, I really appreciate that too. I really appreciate that. Oh, so I should stop trying to buy happiness? Yes, it doesn't work. Because, like, once you get all of it, like, the anticipation of getting it in the mail is the most exciting part, you know? And then you get it and you're like, alright, next. You know, and you just waste your money. Priority. Yeah, I think maybe that's the right word I was looking for. Sorry. Will you do gaming streams in the future? So, I'm a very simple person. I really like Toho. Like, I'll probably play Toho. Because it's a very simple, type of game. But, I get motion sickness, like severe motion sickness. So I can't play a lot of 3D games. I tried playing Fortnite and I only lasted like 7 minutes before it's like I get the worst nausea and migraine and I'm like literally incapacitated for the rest of the day. So I'll probably play a lot of like 2D types of games and stuff like that, but I just can't play 3D games. I don't know. I think it's like an inner ear problem. I used to really like donuts till my mom made this one very oily donut, and I think twice before I eat them. I've had that before, where it's like you've had like one food that like ruined like all the other food for you. You know what I mean? Brooke Phil fought. It's happening. You're live streaming. This is incredible. You look like a natural. You should have seen me earlier. I was just like tripping over my words, and it was like I was just like stuttering, and it's like, God. I have a question. Is tomorrow last day of the art contest, or is tomorrow the end of the contest? I feel like that kind of means the same thing. It's the last day to submit it in any time zone. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, exactly 12 p.m. at my time zone. You can't submit it anymore. So, you know, that's the last day to submit it. But again, like, I'll be doing another art contest once I gather enough stuff for it, you know what I mean? More prizes and stuff like that. Toho, yeah, I really like Toho. It's like my I mean, I used to play it when I was really young, like probably like 10 or 11. Love to see you streaming. Been a fan of your art since I met you at Anime Expo Chibi. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Anime Expo Chibi was a lot of fun, but it kind of just, I don't know. I thought it was just gonna be like a smaller anime expo, but it just seems like they want to market it as like a shopping center. So I was like, I actually skipped out this year for that reason. Well, for VR stuff, yeah, You know, so I have to build up a tolerance. I actually have a VR headset, and so I just really have to build up a tolerance to that. But it's like I can do some VR, I think. But I don't know, it's just like screens, like I don't know about it. It just makes me so nauseous. You should play Stardew Valley. I've heard a lot about that game. I will say, isn't that like one of those like chore simulators? It's like when games are like I always like I already have like a lot of stuff to tend to in my like normal life, so it's like when it's just like chore simulators, like it's just terrible. Like Pokemon, it's like chores, like you know what I mean? My screen keeps lagging. Uh-oh. I hope my stream's not lagging. I'm glad you're streaming on YouTube. I find it a lot easier to navigate than Twitch as a viewer. Yeah, so that really, I was like really worried about whether or not I wanted to do Twitch or YouTube. I like the interface of YouTube so much better. And I don't know, it just seems like there's a distinct audience difference between YouTube and Twitch. And I like YouTube better because like at any time I can say, oh, I have a video talking about this. Because I do want to do more YouTube videos. It's a lot of fun for me actually. So it's like I like to do more YouTube videos, and so it's so easy to say like, oh yeah, just check out my channel. Like I talk about my Black Rock Shooter collection there. You know, it's way easier to do that. I thought about simulcasting, but I'm not sure if my PC, which let me see what I'm running at right now. I'm not sure if my PC can handle that. I'm not even sure if I can handle that. I don't even know if I can handle YouTube chat. So, okay. You should, Stella says, you should totally table at East Coast cons. Haha, no reason at all. You know, I applied for MegaCon and I got in, and then it was like, I like bailed for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was. Man, conventions are rough stuff. Like, whoo! Like the people who can do conventions, like, that's rough. Okay. I hope I didn't submit mine too close to the deadline. Even if you did, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, don't take advantage of this, but I was like, I'll probably start looking at entries more seriously, like around, let's see, around the first week of December. So it's like, that's why it's like, I'm not too particular about the first, being, what's it called? The submission deadline. It's really nice and peaceful. Yeah, it's like a farm game. I do like farming. I grew up in Tennessee, so I do like that little farm aesthetics, but the chores are fun. Fluffy ears. Yeah, I have little fluffy ears. And they're toggled to my eyebrows. You know, so whenever I'm angry. Okay. Most games are chores nowadays. That's what I feel like too. Like, I've never been a really big video game person again, because like, I just have like a lot going on in my life. Because like, you know, I'm drawing, I run a business, so it's like, you know, if I'm not drawing, I'm editing photos, making videos on social media, I'm, you know, dealing with sometimes legal stuff, I'm, you know, deciding what should I draw in the future, what product should I make, manufacturing is a nightmare. You know, I do like commission work on the side that I don't really talk about, just because it's kind of boring. Every now and then I'll do like patent illustration commissions. And so that takes a lot of work. So it's just like, it's really hard to do like, you know, these little games. Like I used to really like Genshin, and until it became like, yeah, I'd walk in, I'd get into the game, do chore simulator, and then leave. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, maybe like it might be a good game to like start out, you know what I mean? Playing Stardew Valley, because it seems like very lax. This is such a good background while I'm studying. The European Union. Why must we have an exam on you? I don't really understand. Oh, you're taking an exam on the European Union. Oh God. I had to, like I said, I do tutoring, and I had to do a, help structure a paper about the economic decline of South Africa from the years 2010 to 2022 or something like that. I don't like history. Man, I hope my commission email got sent. Yeah, submission email got. I gotta find a way to also like automate it. That way people can see right away that their stuff got accepted. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're in Tennessee. I'm pretty close to being from Tennessee. I spent like, man, probably 15 years there. You might like Celeste, super cute and fun despite just being a platformer. I'll check that one out. It's so kids could just work since most parents want their kids to work. See, that's the problem. Like, okay, I gotta get used to like talking because like you guys are responding and now I've like lost like, you know, what you guys are responding to. I'm gonna go decorate my Christmas tree and have a good rest of the stream. Have fun, Roses. I haven't even put my Christmas tree up yet. Do you plan to do drawing streams? I was at your booth last year at Anime Expo. My friends watching you draw and it's really cool. Thank you. And yes, I will be doing a lot of drawing streams. I'll probably be the primary type of stream I do. You already feel very natural with streaming. I really appreciate that. I'm really just stressed. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just like talking really quick. I found Stardew Valley a little too slow for me. I dropped it. Yeah. If it's really, really slow, it's kind of hard to, I don't know. I don't want to say care, but you know what I mean? Hey guys, 1092. I'm really bad at numbers, by the way. Hi. Hello. Hey guys, 1092. My Christmas tree sold from last year. It's efficient. It's time efficient. Saves you, you know, the work of putting it up this year. I like it. You know, I like it. Maybe girls frontline. You're right. You're right. See, I love the girls frontline community. Man, that's a really, you know. I think it's going to be available on PC too. I think so. I think that's actually a great idea. I wish I could like that comment. But yeah, I really like Girls Frontline. It was like my first fan base that really supported my artwork, and they still support my artwork, even though all my artwork of, you know, Girls Frontline is so old. And the company Mika team is so nice. I met them at Anime Expo, and they were so nice to me when they saw that I was selling their merchandise. Because like sometimes companies get like all upset whenever you sell their you know, IPs, but Girls Frontline was really welcoming. They gave me a bunch of gifts, and I have a lot of the posters they gave me framed downstairs. And they actually took some of my charms and put it in their official booth and told people like, hey, if you guys want these charms, go to this booth over here. And I was like, that is the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Like, it was just so kind. So I really want to do more Girls Frontline characters, but man, these designs are insane. Like, you know, they go crazy, like with all the little details. KO's a game arc begins, says Stella. Oh god. It might need to, like, I don't know, like, it's funny, it's just, I've never been into games, you know? I love art streams. I hope so. Are you still working on your visual novel? You should stream you working on it. Yes, I still am. I'm so slow of it. Like, again, like, that's the one thing is, like, being, like, a, I don't want to say a one-man team, because I have an assistant, that I'll probably be, you know, hiring full-time. They've been a part-time assistant for now. And, so hopefully that will alleviate some of my stress. But yeah, it's like I'm just working on so many things at once, and yeah, I definitely want to continue my light visual novel. Yeah, visual novel. YTTD is a really good game. Is that an acronym or is that a is that the title? I do suggest anyone that wants to play it, read the warning first and look to it. They have a lot of stuff. That sounds actually exciting. Give me 1 second. Shiki-Khan says, I'm the guy who owns all your Girls Frontline keychains, by the way. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Man, that game was fun. And then I lost my account. Like, you remember when they did that, like, unbinding of the Twitter thing? Ryby Rolls is still my favorite Girls Frontline. They're so real for that. That's amazing. Hey, new subscriber here. Love your BRS video. Thank you. That took a lot of work. What is YTTD? Let me look this up real quick. Everyone keeps saying it. Oh, your turn to die? It's a killing game like Danganronpa. I have, like, genuinely never seen, like, even this artwork before. I did like Ace Attorney, but he's like, I'm like the person, like, okay, I'm also like, I have no patience, So whenever I play Ace Attorney, I'd have like a guide like open at the same time. Because I'm not gonna sit here and you know, like, oh, let me figure out why this person's lying to me when I could just use a guide, you know? It's so much easier. Yeah, that's really unfortunate when they did the unbinding of Twitter. I was fortunate that I logged in a Sunburn account already, but yeah. Yeah, so that's how I lost my account. Visual novel allowed to turn it to doll craft. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if, yeah, are you the same person who made the doll entry to my contest? That was definitely one of the most unique entries. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I was trying to buy a phone charm the other day, but you can't ship to UK. Any plans for that in the future? So you have to use my Etsy store, and I need to make that more clear on my my I don't know, website or whatever. You have to use my Etsy store because like we have to do some weird tax thing for shipping to the UK where you have to have like a tax number, but Etsy does that automatically. So you'll have to do like, and if it's not in stock on my Etsy store, just like message me and I'll put it in stock. I'm the guy who owns like 4 DDLC keychain sets. Oh man. I need to do another DDLC set. You know, I think that'd be fun. And that was my like what broke me into like, you know, being able to have my own online store was Doki Doki Literature Club. Give me a second. Hold on. So yeah, Monica was I know another one. I have like so many. I have like I don't know, 20 charms for Doki Doki Literature Club. What are your thoughts on the ZZZ character design? You know, I wanted to draw, and I probably still will draw the Zenless Zone Zero characters because I love their designs like I do. Funny enough, I don't know if you guys play Azur Lane, but one of the main, one of my favorite ships is this ship called USS Bachi, or Bache. And whenever she first released, the Azur Lane subreddit like tore her apart, and they're like, she is so ugly and stupid and goofy looking. And I'm like, that's so mean. Like, why are you guys being mean to this little? Yeah, she looks a little silly, but like, why are you guys being so mean? And then I ended up loving the character, and that's the artist that did the designs for Zenless Zone Zero. So I've always loved his design. So I definitely want to draw them at some point. I also want to draw Bachi. But yeah, Bachi just like looked like real goofy. Like out of all the Azur Lane characters, she just looked real like dumb. And everyone was so mean to her. Like, what did she do to deserve this? If we're talking about the guy who owns all zero, the guy who owns all your insert thing here slaps BRS card. That is true. How many you have probably the most BRS items I've made out there. Oh, Bachi. Please draw Miyabi. I'm obsessed with her big ass ears. Who is Miyabi? I'm assuming that's a Zenless Zone Zero. Miyabi. I really appreciate you guys being here. This is like really making it easier for me to like get used to all this. And again, I'm sorry I have no form or topic at hand. I'm just trying to get my reps in, if you will. Yeah, that character looks cute. She looks like a Magi from Azur Lane. Oh, she's very silly. Yeah, Roland. It's written B-A-C-H-E. Did I say I? I probably said I. Yeah, no, she's just a little goofy. Like she had just like the dumbest face. And everyone was just so mean to her. And it's like, that's mean. Like, there was also another Azur Lane character. Man, I forgot what it was. She got bullied off the planet. Like, everybody hated this. I gotta find that character. Hold on. Like, the team Azur Lane, like, said, like, hey, look, this is a new character. And she was just like this this goofy looking character. And they got so angry. I think, like, they said people, like, came to their, what's it called? Their headquarters and, were, like, you know, revolting, essentially, because of this little goof character. And, like, they canceled it. They canceled the poor little character. It felt so bad. It's like, it's just, like, I don't like when people take, like, I don't know, like, fictional things so seriously. It's like, yeah, she was a goofy looking character, but everyone's like, this does not represent. the British Union or whatever. What is it called? The Zerlane equivalent of the British whatever. I wish I could stay, but my internet shit. Have a nice rest of your stream. Thank you, Vivi. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, like people took, I don't know, people took it too seriously. Roland, do you know who I'm talking about? Do you remember their name? It was just like this goofball. It just like, it was this little short character. She had this big like Crocs on her feet. Anson, yes, it was Anson. It was so like Anson, Zerlin Anson. Let's see. And everybody lost their shit. And she had a mustache. Okay, it was really ugly. Let's be real. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to. Okay, hold on. I gotta be able to figure out how to like, what's it called? Show images on stream so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Hold on. And everybody lost their shit. And it's just like, it just looks like a little goofy. And I wanted to draw her, and I still might actually, because it's just like, just a little goof. Let's see. I'm trying to use my iPad. Yeah, I guess they were like, it doesn't reflect the Royal Navy. Which, I mean, I guess fair. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Yeah, so here's Anson. And she's just goofy. Like, I mean, yeah, look at the face. Just a goofball. And it's just like, why are you guys so mean? Like, look at the goof shoes. Like, you know. And on top of that, it was like around April 1st, so everyone was like, this has to be a joke. And it's like, I don't think it was a joke. It was just funny. But I will say, hold on real quick. I have to be careful because like I'm still not used to like, I don't know, like, you know, it's a Zerlane subreddit, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. Give me a second. Okay, so here's more faces. Yeah, so it's just a little goofball. I think it's like their answer. There's like a blue archive character that also has a mustache. And yeah, so people lost their shit over the like the little goofball. And she ended up dying. She died for this. So I know, it was just like an adorable little character. So yeah, I like the little underdogs, you know what I mean? They took her out back, yeah. They really did. I know, the poor little guys. Oh, wow. The transition was cute. Thank you. Someone said the sound's a little off. Did the sound still make a weird noise? Suki says, is tomorrow the last day of the art contest? Yes. Technically tomorrow's the last day of the art contest. Why am I thinking of Hitalia? You know, I liked Hitalia too. I thought it was a little harmless series. But I think people started taking it a little too seriously. But does anybody else remember back in the day whenever it glitches a little at the beginning? Back in the day when the Hitalia fan base was insane. Still making the glitching sound. I might have to put on my headphones and try it out. Because it's funny, because like I don't hear the sounds with OBS. So I think there's background music playing. I hope. Just a brief buzz when you activate it. Okay, good. The BGM. Okay, good. Yeah, so like the Italian fan base was so funny. Oh, I got like ass blasted off the internet though. Maybe the audio trigger to play multiple times. I'll have to figure that out. What music do you listen to? A lot of like rap and stuff like that, and a lot of Vocaloid music. Deco's new song came out recently. I think it's called like Fave Fix. It came off of his new album. It's really good. I'd recommend listening to it. Let me see real quick. Good God. Yeah, Fave Fix. It's a really good album. What a time to be alive in the 2010s. Man, anime culture was so different. And this is the hag moment, which like back in my day, it's like, hold on, give me a second. It really, like, the anime community used to be so different than it is now. Do you remember those insane You know, that reminds me. That does sound very familiar. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that does sound familiar. Hi, Kaoza says Lenka. Hello, Lenka. Hi, says Delta. Hi, Delta. I'm very anxious. I'm sorry. Stella was acting a double agent in the Tumblr threads. Speaking as an elder weeb, it's honestly such a stark contrast even compared to fairly recent years. Are you talking about the anime community in general? Yeah, because it's insane. Like, my first anime was Fullmetal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, the 2003. That is my favorite. That's one of my favorite animes, actually. I was not expecting Stella to be the half-child of both of us Homestuck in Italia. So everyone, like, okay, I don't really get the joke about okay, I know the impact Homestuck had, but why did everyone lose their shit? Like, everyone's like, oh, Homestuck, you know, don't talk about that, you know? I don't really understand. I was looking at Khan's rules, and it's so much clearly remnants of the 2010s being like, don't tackle. Remember glomping? The yaoi paddles. Oh, glomping. Man. Not just the community, but the perception of anime as a whole. Yeah. It's certainly really changed. Like, I got into anime when I was like 10 or 11. Like, I watched my first anime when I was like I said, really young. And like, yeah, I think it was whenever it aired on Adult Swim, Fullmetal Alchemist, which I think was like in 2006. So I watched that. So technically that was my first anime. And do you guys? Oh god, I'm about to age myself. Do you guys remember whenever you had cable and then there was like the screen, like there were some channels you didn't pay for, so it was like green static, and it's like it would like show clips of the thing. It's like I watched like a lot of shows that way. Yeah, so that was like my first anime, and it's just like I got into it when I was like 10 or 11, and like the community as like anime has changed. Like it becoming mainstream was certainly something. I mean, like I can't technically complain because it became mainstream, you know, I was able to have like, you know, a drawing career off of it, and like, you know, so many, you know, companies got funding to make figures and androids and whatever. So it's like I can't really complain because like technically that was like the best way for, you know, the companies to benefit from, you know, it becoming so popular. But it does really suck to see the difference between like, you know, this generation. Like, do you remember Gaia Online? Did anybody anyone do Gaia Online? Rasputin, my favorite brick thrower. How are you? This is my first live stream and I'm trying my best, I'm not gonna lie. Moomin's isn't. I love Moomin, actually. Moomin is so cute. I have 2 Moomin plushies, actually, somewhere around here. Gaia Online. Grandpa emoji. It was great. Yeah, Glossy says your OC is so cute. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, I'm zooming in again. How do I stop that? Uh-oh. Yeah, like, I don't understand the whole the Homestuck thing. Oh. As a fan, it's so weird to see non-fins talking about Moomins. Yeah, it became really popular. It's very cute. I almost ordered the Moomin Nendoroid, but I didn't like how the seams looked. It was really, it just didn't look really good, I'd say. This is one of the few live streams I keep my low attention span focus. I take that as a compliment. I don't know if that's a compliment, but I'm interpreting it. It had the cadence of a compliment. So I'm interpreting it as a compliment. I appreciate that. I have a feeling like it's like hard for me to stick on topics for anything. Like, I was doing that one video where it's like I was like asking for like giveaway ideas. Next thing I'm like talking about like the state of mental health. I'm like, how did I get here? Yeah, it's just because Homestuck was a really complex story and people got so into it that it was like, we can't go back. Is it something I could play on stream? Is that like a thing? Is that possible? The absolute state. Yeah, I have really bad attention. I think, like, it's selfish for me to say this, but it's like I'm using streams to really help grow me as a person. And I have a really bad attention span, and man, it didn't used to always be this way. I think it just happened because like social media, like it's just designed to be so addictive. And So it's like my attention span is like fried. Like I have to stop. Like you see those like iPad kids where it's like they have to watch like 2 videos at once. Like that's what it feels like sometimes. Like I have to stop every so often. Like let me check what Twitter. And man, Twitter is so toxic. Stella. Anyways, if you read Homestuck on Stream or Friendship, it has to. What is this? See, now you're doing that Striassind effect, I think it's called. Now it's like I want to play. Like, what is Homestuck? You know. I also have a really bad attention span. I don't watch streams much because it was I'm really liking it here. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Let's all work on our attention spans together because it sucks. Because it's like I could be accomplishing so much more if I had an attention span. You know what I mean? You know. And it's like, I want to be successful, you know, I want to, you know, again, like be a good role model to people because it's scary, you know, this world and this economy, good God, is really scary. So it's like, you know, I'd like to help people as much as I can. And at some point, did the 4chan bros move to Twitter? You know, it is so funny. I made this observation the other day. You know, I don't know. Okay. How do I say this? Everyone, okay, can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me why everyone's like acts like it's so taboo to talk about 4chan? Like I understand like 4chan has like a lot of negative things, but it's like it is like equally, if not worse, toxic on Twitter. So it's like everyone's like always hush about 4chan. It's like, why is that? Like, you know, like the thing about 4chan is like there's different boards. There's like blue boards and then there's red boards. And red boards are, yeah, not safe for work and, you know, very inappropriate. But then there's blue boards that are censored. So it's like, as long as you like, you know, mainly stay on the blue boards, it's really not that bad. Because like funny enough, like if I'm being completely honest, 4chan, the blue boards have always been really, really helpful when I ask dumbass questions. Because it's like you don't have like, you have that anonymity to ask questions and not, you know, someone to try and attack your character or whatever. And so it really actually helped a lot of my business growth in the very beginning. I think it's because 4chan's reputation be rough, whereas Twitter only grew their reputation. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, that makes a valid point because it's like back in the day, 4chan was wild and, you know, but now it's like really like tame. Like I've gotten like a lot of like, again, business advice. Man, I don't want to say all I can say, I don't want to be that type of person. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people use it, 4chan, and I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, rat out those type of people who use it. Cause again, like for some reason, some people are just really anxious to talk about it. And, but a lot of people use it. That's all I can say. But it's like, if you use it like anything else, like it's a tool, it helps you, because yeah, like a lot in the infancy of my business, when there wasn't a lot of tutorials for like fan art and whatnot, it was really, really helpful to be like, okay guys, like how do I do this? How does this convention work? You know, should I do this? Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I feel like 4chan is more for incels and Twitter's more popular and used by normal people. You know, I think like I never go on Poll, I think it is, and Poll is mostly like that type of like insane, like as whenever you think of 4chan being insane, like it's Poll. But it's like I can agree, but it's like the nice thing about 4chan is that you don't have a post history, so nobody takes anything seriously. So it's like you can ask a question and you can get like 50 useless answers. And so it's like because like that nature, you don't it's like you don't really take everything seriously. But with Twitter, you know, everyone's trying to retweet like, oh, this person said this person made a mistake here. It's like I see people like make mistakes on like Twitter, and it's like people like, you know, rail them. They go crazy if you make a mistake on Twitter. And it's like, but meanwhile on 4chan, it's like if you make a mistake, you can just pretend you didn't, because like, you know, again, like there's no real post history from an outsider perspective. Yeah, but so it's like I get that. A lot of like it takes like a really like strange, like isolated schizo type of person. And schizo in the medical term as in to separate from society. I believe that's the origin of the word schizo. Schizophrenia, phrenia meaning face, as into split personalities. So that's where you have the word schizophrenia from, which is splitting socially you know, with your personality. But schizo meaning as in isolated from the rest of society. So it's like you'll see a lot of schizo people kind of on 4chan because it is really isolated. You don't get the dopamine hit that you get from like regular social media. Hold on. So you don't get that normal dopamine hit you get on regular social media. So, but yeah. Yeah, normal people on Twitter. Yeah, the only reason why I'm on Twitter is because like I feel like I have to because like, you know, marketing myself and whatnot. Have you played Project Sakai? I have, and eventually I'd like to draw some of those characters. I used to play it, man, like a year ago, but it's just I just got too busy, so I haven't really played it recently. I feel like you're underestimating the incels that are on Twitter. That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, I find more incels on Reddit, if anything. Like, I have to think before I speak because like I have a tendency to just run my mouth and not think of what I'm saying. It's like, and that's like what I'm really afraid of too. Because again, like I have like some, I guess, controversial opinions. And what sucks is because like I'm fine talking about, you know, how I feel like when I'm talking to someone actively. But when people like retroactively go to your streams and be like, you said this and you meant this. And it's like, I could have explained myself better whenever I, if, you know, if we had been talking like openly like this, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, out of all the things, I had a really, really weird experience on Reddit recently, and I learned about a lot about humans. That's all I can say about the incels. They're good subreddits, but sometimes people really do say anything. Yeah, yeah. But Reddit also has like a lot of value. I will say, like I do like a lot of things where it's like I'm googling stuff and I'm like, what is the best e-reader? And I'll do Reddit and like see what they have to say. What's your favorite character from Project Sakai? I don't really like I don't really get involved with like all the characters. But I'd say Enna. I really like Enna. She's very relatable. Mine's Len. Len's a good character. I like Rin. Rin is my actually favorite Vocaloid. It's been out roses. I hate Reddit people. Yeah, they can get a little... I don't like the Reddit humor. I think that's the worst part. I can't believe you said it, Tom. If you guys can... if you guys can do like a mock cancellation so I can get used to it. Because like, I get so afraid of being canceled for whatever reason. So like, feel free to like mock cancellation me on Twitter or whatever. Like, cause like, I'm always afraid of that. So it's like, can I hurry up and get canceled? You know what I mean? Yeah, Reddit, their humor is like a little corny. It's very millennial coded. Yeah, people hold on to what you say if it's set in stone. Yeah, that's what sucks because like sometimes like you'll misspeak and you won't think properly. Hold on. And like for me personally, like I have OCD and it flares up and it really, and a lot of people don't like talking. It's like, how do I say this without sounding, again, see, like you see, I have to sit here and like, let me think about how I can say this to where it's like the video is not taken out of context or whatever. For some people with OCD, you'll get intrusive thoughts, which is like thoughts that are like really intrusive. It's like you don't want them and you don't want to think about them, but they just pop in your head and they just repeat. And as soon as like your body recognizes that you shouldn't be thinking this, it like loops it, you know, and it loops it and it loops it and it really, really sucks. And it's like, I don't really have like certain intrusive thoughts, but like sometimes like if like my OCD is like really like I guess overstimulated, if you will, you know, I think the worst possible thing, and it's like I'm always afraid like, oh, I'm gonna say something just like that's just so bad, you know what I mean? And it's like, not that like obviously I'm mean to or mean it, so it's just like, yeah, that's what I really don't like about like everyone looks through your like, you know, history and be like, oh, Kayuza said this there, therefore, you know, they mean exactly this. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm definitely starting to calm down. Shout out to ibuprofen. I had an 800 milligram, and it's definitely kicking in. Oh yeah, for sure I do that the same because there's no advertising priorities, like with just Google. Yeah, that's what really sucks about the state of social media nowadays. I plugged your store a couple times, girl frontline subreddit, and it's always been well received. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's like these little small things. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Well, I mean, I think a lot of you guys do understand. But like, you know, these little small things of support, like, you know, can like really, really help out. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate when people, let me put up my little tail. I always really appreciate when people do things like that, and it's like just out of the kindness of your heart. I really like that. I feel like there's a quite bit of unsufferable people on Reddit, and I quickly got tired of dealing. Yeah, I only use Reddit for like I never like engage in conversation on Reddit. I like will post stuff there, I get feedback in that aspect, but that's about it. KO's said celery sucks. That's literally that's it. Like that's how it is. Like I don't really like that aspect of social media, and it's like Millie Mood saying I'm scared of being canceled. Yeah, it's like if you don't think about every possible combination, you know, and it's like what I really don't like. Okay, I'll speak honestly here. What I really don't like about social media is that they think you have to be the oppressed like group of people to be able to speak about it. You know what I mean? Like for example, like you know, I have mental health issues and people who don't experience mental health issues can give me very valuable feedback and they can you can empathize for people. You know what I mean? Like if you lost a parent, like maybe you haven't lost a parent, but you can empathize when someone's lost a parent. You know what I mean? So it's like everyone thinks, well, you have to be the one to have that you know, the experience before you can speak on it. I don't like that at all. Kaoza doesn't hate Dawnfall with a burning passion, which means she's a fan of the nasty content. Exactly. See? See? Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. My biggest issue about posting is AI, especially on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, AI, like, I don't want to be a doomer. But it's like, at this point, like, AI, we're just gonna have to, like, learn to live with it. And, again, I think like a good analogy someone used was like AI was similar to stock footage and like stock videos where it's like when you see a company use it, it kind of tells you right away that this company doesn't have a huge budget. So it's like they can't really be trusted. So I think that's a good way of interpreting AI. But I think we're just gonna have to get used to it. And it's like, again, like not, again, like let me do my anti-cancellation post. Like I'm not saying support it, obviously. I'm just saying it's just something we're just have to get used to because it's like they're built into phones now. Like I don't know if you guys keep up with the Apple events and stuff like that. And this new, you know, the new iPhone has it like built in. Like it's just like generation built in, like in the messaging built in. And it's like it's not leaving anytime soon. So I think the best way we can respond is to like, you know, just not support, you know, companies, or if you don't want to support, you know, don't support the companies that use it. And if that's, you know, that's your way to acknowledge it, I guess you could say, or, you know, protest is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, whenever I had to upgrade my phone, everything's just Gemini and AI on your Samsung. And it's like, yeah, it's like, first of all, like, I don't know what this is doing to my phone. It's taking up storage space. And it's just like, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, when I was at my friend's house in Halloween, I saw they had window stickers with AI. Yeah. I went to the mall, like, Las Vegas. There's a big mall here called Fashion Show. And, there was this, it's like, I almost took a picture of it and was like, you know, talk about it on social media, but it's like, I just don't even want to bring attention to it. You know what I mean? But it was this huge mural, just AI artwork. And it looks so bad. And again, like, yes, I'm an artist, so I can, you know, I pick up on those things very attentively, but it just looks so bad. And, so it's just like, I don't know. It's here to stay. And that's a very unfortunate thing. I can just only hope that regulation from the government or something, comes in and maybe says like, hey, you guys need to source your information, maybe, you know, something like that. Yeah, we're past the point of no return now. AI is just part of it. Yeah, it just, and again, like we'd be kind of silly to sit here and be like, oh, don't, you know, like, I don't say don't support it. What am I trying to say here? Like, oh, don't even give it any attention. It's like you can't help it at this point. Like, it's everywhere. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm curious. What do you guys think whenever there's an AI trend, like an AI generated artwork is created and then real artists redraw it in their own style or whatever? What do you guys think about that? Oh my god, the mall beside me had an ad with AI Gundam on it. Yeah, I don't know. And what really sucks is like the lack of empathy. It's like, man, I don't know if you guys are like, I've seen on the Chat GPT subreddit where people are talking about how like AI is just like eating up creative jobs, like nothing. And it's like, how do you guys just not have any empathy? You know what I mean? It's dumb. Yeah, I mean, I've never done it, and I don't really plan to do it because like I have like a pretty easy method of drawing right now. So it's like, I don't like, why would I change any of that? But it's like, I can see the argument on both sides, because at least at the minimum, it encourages creativity on a human. And it's like, if I sit here and think like, okay, well, this AI artwork encouraged a human to draw, it's like, can I really, you know, condemn that and say that's a bad thing? You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, like I'm kind of fickle. I know the argument is that people think, you know, you're supporting a machine, but a lot of times I see maybe the machine drawing first, or excuse me, once, and then I see a bunch of real artists, so it exposed me to new artists, and you know, I find new artists to follow, and it's like I kind of like that, like as in like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like the best of the worst case scenario. I'm not the biggest fan because it gives the original account attention. It's just based on algorithm. Yeah, and see, that's also another thing. Like, see, that's a fair point because, like, man, people are getting money off of Twitter nowadays. Like, I've been, like, on my algorithm, I've been seeing people talk about how much money they're making. I'm like, what is this? So it's like, I don't know. IDK, as an artist, seeing AI and knowing it was trained on other people's artwork without their consent just makes me cringe so bad, but I hate it, and I know it's here to say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I obviously know it's bad. So it's just like, I don't know. It's like, how do you respond? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I come on live stream and just talk about it, I guess. Like, I agree, but I think AI speed paints are dumb. What is that? Are you talking about like where the machine makes it look like it's speed paint? Because that's insane. I think, yeah, I think when you very disingenuously try to make it look like it was a human created and try to make it look like your own, yeah, that's like, first of all, it's like pathetic. It's like, you know what I mean? You should be careful with reading how much people make off Twitter engagement. It takes millions of interactions to even amount to anything. Yeah, like I know, and it's like you can tell when these and it's like, what I'm saying is that like it does really like make the point as to why people are, you know, putting such rage baiting stuff out here, you know, because it's like they're getting, you know, they can get paid for it. But man, I saw a couple people say they make $20,000 a month, and I'm like, that is wild. And I personally, like, the whole Twitter blue thing, I think it's silly. I don't think I'll ever get it. Like, I don't think it's that serious, you know? Like, I heard, like, some streamers get it because it's beneficial to, like, boost their social media account, but I don't really, you know what I mean? I think even if artists are training AI off their own art so that AI can help with their finished pieces, that's so lazy. Why would you want to let a generator with limited control dictate how you express yourself? Yeah, and that's like also another thing. Like I said, like I personally, I don't like it, but it's just like, I don't know, what am I supposed to do with it? You know what I mean? It's intellectually lazy. Like I can draw, you know, and I'm not the perfect artist, but it's like I like seeing my progression and I like seeing my growth. It's just like I make YouTube videos because like I want to go back one day and look and be like, oh, look how depressed, you know, look how pathetic this person made their first video. And I like to see that human growth. And it's like, the people who want to just skip over that and immediately get to the finished product, it's giving like, you know, a must consume, you know, type of ideology. And I don't really resonate with those people. It's also just kind of counterproductive. People that want to use it will keep using it. People that are doing it just give it more attention as well. Give them easy stuff to feed their eye. Yeah, people that want to use it will keep using it. Well, that's the thing, is that you say it gives it more attention, but it's just like, it has everyone's attention already. Does that make sense? Like, as in, like, you know, let me think. It's like by not, like, you know, I feel, okay, so like, for example, I saw this tweet, hold on. This tweet of someone was like, oh, you guys are following the Donald Trump Instagram account? Why are my oomphs following the Donald Trump? And it's like, you know, he's the president of the United States. And the response was something like, well, you're giving him attention. It's like, he already has the world's attention. Like, I don't know. I guess it's that kind of help. I saw a tweet. It was so funny. You know, it's just like, you know, you can, I mean, sure, you can boycott Donald Trump. But it's just like, when it gets to such a big, you know, point, like, is it kind of silly? And like, not to say like an AI specifically, but is it self-virtuous to be like, well, I'm not gonna follow him, you know what I mean? I just don't think it's very effective, you know? I think if anything is it's made people who are against AI commission arts exactly, which I enjoy, especially with the growth of sites like Skeb and VGen. Yeah, and it's like I think it's really I will say me personally when I see artwork now cuz it's like I have to sit here and like let me zoom in and see if there's any, you know, possible AI involved, but it makes me appreciate the faults in humans. You know, like okay, this human struggles with drawing necks. This human struggles with drawing cheeks or whatever. It's like, you know, we don't know how long it took that human to try and to do their best and, you know, make the artwork turn out the way it did. So it does make me appreciate human artwork more, you know what I mean? But it's like, I think that's like a very optimistic way of seeing it. And I'm not really sure a lot of people see it that way. So that's my whole take on the AI thing. But I will say it's just like, it's just, I don't know. It's scary. And that's why, at the minimum, I would like to, one of my goals for next year is, making a tutorial from start to finish of like how to do your online business and like how to like start, like how to use Etsy, how to use, you know, Shopify, like from start to finish of selling your artwork and then monetizing it and manufacturing it and stuff like that. That's my goal, to make like a series, because it's just like, you know, this economy is insane. So it's like everybody could use, you know, a lot of people could use the extra source of income. So it's like I'd like to do a nice tutorial about that. If AI artworks get banned from selling their art at conventions, there's a reason. Yeah, I mean, it's not the place for it. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, like I personally like, I don't know what. It's like even when people use it like in movie promotions, like you can tell right away, and it just makes it look, the movie production team look cheap. You know, they can't afford to hire real artists, nor do they respect them. So yeah, I mean, like I said, there's really not like, there's not a purpose for it, but I don't know. Hold on. So I don't know. It's just like, to me, the people who enjoy, like, okay. So, like, I think what a lot of people lose focus on is the demographic and what type of demographic you want to attract. And the people who enjoy AI artwork are not the demographic I want to attract. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like just let them live in their little paradigm and be happy that they're staying there and not bothering you, you know? Because, like, the people who, like and actually enjoy AI artwork, they're more likely to, like, be extremely nitpicky, you know, about other things, and like just be like real cruel to like humans, you know, the human aspect of creating artwork. So it almost like, it makes them stay in their own lanes. It's kind of like the whole phenomenon of like the AI moms, excuse me, the Facebook moms, how like just they use AI for everything. I'm just like, it's keeping these old ladies in their own little bubble. Like they're just, you know, stay over there. Like it's almost like a daycare. Chew Tunes, hi, nice to see you streaming. Hi, nice to meet you. Sadly, I have to go now. Bye, have a great stream. Thank you for stopping by, I really appreciate it. Dan, where are you? Okay. Let's see. AI, oh, whoops. AI is only about the finished product, but actually in professional art classes, they encourage you to draw your subject the way you see them, not the way... Yeah, exactly. Like, I look nothing like a real human. You know what I mean? Oh, I gotta lock this again. Damn, where were you back on my anniversary making them keychains? LOL. You knew at any time you could have asked me, and yet. Coloring mistakes in hair feels more easily spot when it comes to seeing if it's AI. Yeah. It's pretty easy to, well, sometimes. I've gotten fooled a few times, you know. I appreciate the intentionality and how people go about their personal art. It gives insight to who they prioritize and what they mean to a lot to them. Yeah. It's like, I like seeing what people, like, if you notice, like, artists tend to draw, like, what they like. Like, I know people who just draw, like, fox girls only. And it's like, wow, they just really enjoy that. It's like, that's, like, the best part. It's just, like, I think it just says a lot about society, how we've kind of just seen things as content to be consumed. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like, excuse me, a big part of, you know, why I'm doing, you know, live streaming and stuff like that is because, like, it is really getting harder, especially in an era of AI, to K&A's. It is really hard to, like, stand out as just being an artist nowadays. Like, I don't know, a lot of, like, Instagram artists, which is, that's, I'd say originally what I am, have been having to close up their stores and stuff like that because it's like it's getting, you know, insane for you know, trying to survive in this economy. So you know, I'm starting to find that like a lot of like content creators and streamers are like the people who are really standing out. And so it gave me an anxiety that when I'm like, oh well, if I want to survive, I'm gonna have to adapt and change, which I guess that's kind of how life is, you know. You have to be quick on your feet. The only AI thing related that I've been enjoying reading is that the starting to cannibalize itself. Yeah, that's really funny. But the AI generation content is being pumped out online. Man, I love seeing the articles where they're like, what? Like, well, if we have to source where we got this data from, we're not going to be able to make a profit. It's like, really? Really? Yeah, that's really funny. Bye. Bye, Toothberry. Yeah, exactly. Anytime, Stella, come harass me. Oh, I love those artists that only draw one subject all the time. Yeah, it's so nice. I used to follow this one person, and they changed their what they like to draw, and they just really love drawing Len. And I don't even like Len, you know, but it's just like, wow, this person's obsessed with Len, and it's like it's very inspirational to see how much they love just one thing that they're like, it was just straight like powering them to like create, you know. I really like that too. This economy isn't survivable. Yeah. It's getting crazy, you know. People just go to comment on an artist post just to critique them without being asked are really weird. Yeah, you know, I agree with you. And it's just like sometimes like as an artist, like for me personally, I just don't care. Like sometimes I'll draw and I'm like, damn, I tried my best. I'm just gonna push. I'm just gonna post this and I'm just not gonna think about it ever again. Like there's so many artwork that I've drawn, like even charms and stuff that I've made, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna look at this again. Like, so if you follow me on, on Instagram, there are some like old artwork. I just don't repost it. Like I don't repost these old charms. I'm like, I just don't even want to pretend that exists. So, you know, sometimes like the artist just doesn't care if it's like not perfect, you know, because like there was a good saying where it was like, perfect is the killer of the good. And, you know, if you're a good artist, that's a great thing, you know? So to think that like perfectionism kills the ability just to be good, no one can be perfect, you know, at least by, you know, the majority, you know, consensus of the word, what the word perfect means. So it's like, you know, sometimes people just don't care if their artwork isn't perfect, and that's totally fine. You know what I mean? So yeah, like the unsolicited criticism, it's like, there's a time and place. Like, I think like if the artist, you know, really wants criticism, they're going to ask, they're going to be like, you know, hey, do you guys have any criticism on this? But yeah, unsolicited is just, you know, for real. There's a Kaito artist I follow, and all I do is draw self-insert Kaito. I think I know exactly what artist you're talking about. I used to follow them on Instagram. The devaluing of artists in the modern era is a major reason why I reject pursuing art growing up, even though I knew it was my true passion. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm 28, so I'm a little older. I don't know if I'm a little older. I don't know, but even though I drew all my life, I never said my dream job was to be an artist because it just didn't seem possible. It just seemed like a pipe dream. And so I didn't even consider it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so all I can say, like, where was I going with this? Oh, well, I mean, again, it depends on your perspective on pursuing art growing up. I think it always should, like, you should always self-serve yourself and like work on it as yourself first rather than like getting general acceptance from everyone else to make a career. But yeah, at one point, like I never even considered being an artist ever in my entire life. I'm still here. I was responding to another person. Thanks for saying bye. Oh, sorry. Yeah, see, I'm still getting used to all this. I love drawing the same three guys. It's my joy in life. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, I draw Miku all the time. It's funny, like, I like Miku a lot. Like, I like what she represents, and I like what she stands for, because she gives voice and financial stability to a lot of people. Like, how many, what's it called, producers and stuff have made livings off of, you know, using her voice and stuff like that. I love for what she stands for, and I just like drawing her, you know? I like drawing her all the time. And in fact, I'm going to be drawing, here soon. I really need to finish up this one drawing, that I'm working on. It's a Blue Archive character, and funny enough, I literally have it on my screen right now, and I was gonna work on it, but I think I'm a little too distracted, which that's also another thing. I'm gonna have to get used to talking and drawing at the same time, which is gonna be hard. Oh god, I can't even like keep a thought and read chat at the same time. But that new Miku, Symphony Snow, is gorgeous. I have to draw her. She's absolutely gorgeous. I want to draw one small creature every day for a year to see my improvement. Yeah, you know, stuff like that is a lot of fun, and you will see a lot of improvement over time. I've noticed your YouTube has become content to weekly consuming. This is probably always the case, but I feel like people are figuring out the algorithm. It almost feels like AI at a point. I noticed YouTube has become content. Yeah, I think what YouTube is, and I really like the idea of it. I think like back in the day, we only had a bunch of people on, what's it called? Like running the TV station. So it's like there was like 5 different sources of content, if you will, or it's 5 different series. And they were obviously like very orchestrated by a big company. So it's like, it was very like, you didn't really have very many options and you were kind of forced to like this, you know, and now YouTube gives the freedom for everyone to like different things. Cause like I watch some strange stuff on YouTube that I know will never make it to TV. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know the algorithm of pushing certain content is AI generated, like they use AI thinking, I guess it's called. But so I think ultimately it's a good thing, but it depends on what you watch. Like I watch a lot of streamers, or excuse me, a lot of YouTubers who have like 500 followers. You know what I mean? Hold on. Artists are forever able to get better. That's the problem. Perfection doesn't exist. Yes, I completely agree with that. And even then, like, at one point I thought, I was like, oh, I really like this. You know what is really, really funny is, when I was a young artist, again, like, I never wanted a career out of it because I never thought it was possible. I wanted to get to a certain skill level of my artwork, and then I reached it, and then I just stopped drawing. And I literally stopped, and this was, like, from 17. I think I reached it when I was, like, 17. And I was like, okay, well, I reached my goal, and I just stopped drawing. And I didn't start up drawing again until I was 20, I think. And so yeah, so at one point, like, I thought, you know, I had perfected, you know, my drawing ability, so I just stopped. And then I picked it up again when I was in Japan, actually. I got really, really inspired and I started drawing again. I'm 35, you're not old, lol. I mean, see, 35 is not old either. You know, anything under 50 is not old. I just like saying, I like calling myself a hag. So like, I like the idea of hags because it's like responsible, like women, like, cause like, you know, anime characters are always generally younger leaning. So it's like, I like the idea of the hags. Cause it's like, you know, the responsible, older women. I really like that idea. My granddad used to say perfect is good enough. And I thought that meant good to be perfect, but it's the other way around. How many entries have you gotten for your art contest? I think like 300 to 500 if I were to guess. I was also told and therefore believed it was a pipe dream for so long. Yeah. And you know, funny enough, like, I will say no one ever told me like it's a pipe dream. It just didn't seem real. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, like eventually I would like to really go into detail. Cause like what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of business is like psychology and stuff like that. And so I'd like to go into details about like, you know, there's certain things that humans like will naturally be attracted to. And that gives you a better chance of success. Cause like what a lot of people don't, I think understand is like, they think, art has to be like self-serving at all times. Like I draw a lot of art because, it financially does support me. And I don't mean that in like, oh, I'm just so greedy for money, but it's like, I want to tell people that you know, I appreciate, you know, them following me and supporting me. So I want to draw the things that they want to see. And so in turn, they're more likely to support me. And I think that's a really good relationship to have with your, you know, quote unquote fan base / follower base, whatever you want to say. So I'd like to go into more detail about that because a lot of people think that like you can just show up and then draw whatever it is you want and then people must hand you money. And it's like, that's not really realistic. It'd be great. And I know, you know, that does technically work for some artists. Like there are some artists that's just like from their ideas alone, you know, they can self-sustain. But for the majority, it's you have to do a balancing act of what you think the public wants to see and what, you know, you want to see. And so I'd say about 10% of the time I draw things that I really, really like. And the other times it's like, you know, I ask people all the time, like, okay, what do you guys want me to draw? Because it's like, I do appreciate those people. So it's like, I do want to draw for them. You know what I mean? Eva says, I'm going to go now. Hopefully I don't miss any info. Bye, guys. Have a great night. I appreciate you stopping by. I also, who's your favorite? Okay, Henry. You said Henry Killian. Who's your favorite? Who's my favorite what? Spider Willow. I always wanted to draw and do something creative, but my parents said that it was a waste of time and refused to let me take art classes. That's why I still can't draw shadows. Well, you know, the best time to start is now, you know. The past is the past, and, you know, it probably was rough to have that, because I did have a last time I talked about my mom, she yelled at me. So, I did have a parent who didn't communicate. I'm trying to I'm trying to do damage control. Who didn't communicate the best way for me to support me, and it was discouraging. But you know, I drew for myself, and so it's like you have to understand. You have to draw for yourself. Your parents are gonna always foist a ideology on you that you probably won't agree with. But you have to understand that your parents grew up in a different era, so they probably don't understand. You know what I mean? Like for me personally, I think now, historically, is like the best time and the easiest time to actually sell your artwork and make money off of it. But that wasn't a case back in the day. Like kind of like how I was going on about the TV shows. It was like 5 people working in the industry, and you had to be like so lucky to be able to work on those projects. You know what I mean? But now it's like there's so many quote unquote industries, so you have more options and opportunities to you know, work into the industry. So you have to remember, like, you know, you can't really listen to your parents. Like, I mean, that sounds terrible. But if you're very passionate in something, just like, you're just gonna have to do it, you know what I mean? I've been doing daily art posts for every day for like 2 weeks now. I only get 6 likes every post, but I love looking at art because it's fun to see how much can change over time, just like a week. Yeah, that's also another thing. Like, I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of social media is that, you know, people like watch likes. Like, man, I wish I could document my mental deterioration for the last 6 years, almost 7 years. I've done social media as like, you know, my primary source of income, because it was at one point it's like I was really like chasing, like, you know, like watching and stuff like that, and it's like it just eats you up. And I think the best answer to that is to find small creators. Don't always just follow, like, you know, creators that have 300 to 500,000 followers. Just follow really small creators, and that'll really inspire you. It's a little corny, and I'm supposed to be bullying Stella every time I get, but you know, Stella has really inspired me because they I don't want to embarrass you. They don't it doesn't how do I say this? They don't number watch. That's all I can say. And it's been really inspiring. And so I will say, you know, first-handedly, Stella was my biggest. Oh, that is so corny. Stella was my one of my biggest inspirations for streaming, because it's like they seem like a very strong person. Oh God, now I'm embarrassed now. Hold on. So, you know, look for more smaller creators. Like, I follow a lot of just strange small creators on YouTube, and it's like it's inspiring because like they don't care. They just post anything and they'll get like 12 views, and they're like, time for the next video. And I find that very inspiring. So it's like you have to shape your social media to serve you. You know, if you just sit here and look at all these big accounts, like, it sounds a little toxic, but technically all humans are inherently toxic. You know, whether or not you act upon that toxicity is a whole nother thing. But sometimes like I'll see people artists who don't have the technical skill. Like, I don't want to say I draw better than them, but I have more of the technical skill. You know what I mean? Like, I can do anatomy well, I can do coloring well. And I'll see artists, and that's technical skill. And I'll see artists who have, you know, not a very low technical skill, and they'll just skyrocket the algorithm, and they'll just make, you know, they'll just get thousands of interactions and engagements on their posts. But you can't, you know, like, you know, let envy, you know, drive you. So like I said, you just really need to shape your algorithm and your social media to suit you better. I want to try it, but burnout sucks. Yeah, my biggest thing for burnout, I don't know what you're referring to because I was yapping for so long. But burnout for drawing specifically, the only thing that really gets me out of it, and I've never really faced burnout, is just heavily reference. Like, there's a website called Unsplash. Let's see, hold on. I think it's unsplash.com. Unsplash.com, and it's extremely free to use. Like, all of the images on that website are free to use for, you know, art references. Like, you can literally just take a background and just commercialize it, whatever. It's a really awesome website. And so use websites like that for like free inspiration, and just draw from like a really heavily referenced image. Like that's the best way that I've always overcome what's it called, art block. True, I try to, whoops, I lost where I was. True, I try to remember that my relative generation is just so different. Yeah. Yeah, like for me personally, I grew up, my dad is from a third world country, a beautiful country called Trinidad and Tobago. Like nobody's ever heard of it. Lots of terrorism, lots of crime, and so, you know, the way he raised me based on, you know, what he experienced, which is like a lot of crime, a lot of death and stuff like that, shaped who I am. It's just like I'm inherently a very paranoid person. And again, it's just because my dad grew up in an environment where you had to be paranoid, you know. My dad, you know, he grew up in a very, his world is completely different from what, you know, the Western world is. Like, you know, some places didn't have like the best electricity. He had to eat, like, he sounds like a crazy man, but he had to like hunt for a lot of his food. Like spear fishing because it's an island, and you know, eating what's it called, the natural fruits from the island, because it's a very fruitful island. So like cashew fruit, I think, stuff like that, and cashews, you know, and living off of like, you know, the bare minimum. So it's like, you know, the way that he has grown up is you know, foisted onto me, and so I have like a kind of like, I don't know, a weirder perspective of, you know, the Western world, I guess you will. So yeah, you have to understand, like, you know, based on their generation and what they did, it's going to definitely I just realized I can move this over here. So now I look like I'm talking to chat. You have to understand that, you know, they probably grew up in a completely different culture. Oh, I don't like that. Give me a second. Do you think the current changes in Good Smile and Android packaging and design will impact their sales? That's a really good question. You know, I've been really sitting here and considering, like, why exactly they decided to do that. I think the company has grown so big that they're too big to fail, and people are not going to stop buying the figures. Because, like, if you've noticed it, man, it used to be like we only had Wonder Festivals, and that's when all the new figures for the year would come out. And then that was the only figures. Now we have new figures coming out, like, almost every single week. So it's like, I think they're just too big to fail, and I don't think people are going to stop buying, because it's like, me personally, I think the only reason why I'm considering stop buying it is because I just am losing interest in the entire company as far as, like, you know, figure collecting. But I think they're just too big to fail, because like, we're getting Nendoroids of like literally who's like who are these people? Give me one second. So I don't know, but at the same time, like, I'm one of those bigger collectors, so it's like, you know, I'm more likely to buy 2 of these packagings, but now I'm only gonna buy 1 if I do want to buy one of these packaging. So it could, I mean, we will see. I heard that people were talking about, like, Hasbro changed their packaging to be quote unquote eco-friendly, and they ended up reversing it. But I think Good Smile is just too big to fail. Let's see. I prefer to set a goal and be happy with it. 200 views and at least 5 likes. Yeah, and again, it depends on your own self, you know, your self goals and stuff. Like, I tend to be a little hard on myself. Like, for me, on my, like, YouTube, for example, if I get more views than my following number, I find that as, like, a really big success. You know what I mean? And I just kind of, like, base it, like, okay, I could have done better on this video if I don't hit that goal. And if I do hit that goal, I'm like, okay, that's a really big success. And then once I kind of hit that mile marker, I just, like, stop paying attention to it, because it will drive you, like, to neuroticism. Yeah, I have goals, but I really only work for myself. If people like what they do, that's cool by me. I still don't believe that people could actually like me. We are going to be working on your self-confidence, my dear Stella. I will do a public crucifixion of you. Again, it all depends on your goals. Give me a second. It really depends on your goals, because, like, there's a certain level of catering to the general consensus of what's successful when it comes to social media, and then there's, like, going your own way. Because, like, I realize I want to attract a certain audience, and so I want to, you know, cater to that certain audience, if that makes any sense. So for example, like when it comes to like everyone, hopefully a good majority probably like know how VTubing works and how it's like a lot of it is like putting on a character and doing the cutesy voice, in which I had my little arc of trying to see like if I could do a cutesy voice. No. My voice is way too I think my voice is very androgynous. I don't know. It's too deep. And I was like really insecure for the longest time. I'm going on a tangent. I can already feel it. I was really insecure for the longest time about my voice being kind of like androgynous, but I have like a very cutesy model. And but then I almost died in surgery. And then I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna be a VTuber. Like this is dumb. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, I'm so insecure because I don't have the perfect situation. And I was like, I'm just gonna become a VTuber. You know what I mean? So again, but then there you have to do some catering to, it depends what, okay, it depends on what audience you're trying to attract. So it's like, I'm trying to attract people who are like, oh, this VTuber's not that bad. Like, oh, she's not that bad. Like, that's who I'm trying to cater to. So I'm not going to sit here and market myself in a way where it's like, hey guys, like, I can't even fucking do it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's very girlfriend experience. It's very intimate. Like, oh, chat, like I try to, like, to the best of my ability, I want to talk to people rather than like an entity of chat. So it's like, I have to do certain things to market myself that like, like for example, my debut, I'm going to filter, I'm going to filter a lot of people. Well, if they're expecting like, a very cutesy, childish, like, oh, like, hey, did you guys see this new anime that just came out? Like, I just can't be that person. So, my debut is going to really reflect it, and I'm going to be very open and be like, I'm only doing this debut because I feel like I have to be obligated, and I realize, actually, I probably shouldn't have even done that in the first place. Again, I think the debut, okay, I'm not going to lie, I think the debut stuff is a little bit corny. I think it is a good way to get to know the person, like, get a good understanding, but it's just like, sometimes people hype it up, and it's like, I just personally couldn't do it because I don't think I could handle, like, spending so much money. Because, like, some people get, like, these videos made where they're like, oh, come to my debut, and, like, the little models, like, dancing, and it's like, that costs a lot of money. And it's like, I don't want, people to think that I have the budget of a corporation, so I don't want to market myself as someone with a budget of a corporation. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, with Good Smile Company's credit card info breach, people are still shopping that Black Friday sale. Like, who would shop a Good Smile Black Friday sale? Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Okay, I technically did, but in my defense, some of the Nendoroids are really cheap, and I actually got them for giveaways for this channel. So I'll do a little unboxing with that. But yeah, like I definitely still, I was like, oh, I'm putting my credit card into a company that just had a credit card breach. LOL. I'd like some, but I'm very picky with my figures. I think I lost the plot. Oh, about Good Smile purchasing. I used to consider quitting art because I didn't get as many views as I wanted to. Yeah, and I think that's something that everyone faces, and that's why I think there's a lot of harm in social media. It's like, man, there's a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. But I think it's because, like, again, you have to structure social media to work for you. Like, find small creators who are like yourself, that, like, they don't get a lot of likes and a lot of views, and, like, give them as much support as you can, because it's very inspirational, because, like, you got to find like-minded people, a community. Because, like, think about it, in your neighborhood, everyone's roughly kind of, like, in the same, almost, like, tax bracket, social situation as you are. So you want to find, a community in like, online. The only thing is, like, a lot of people compare themselves, like for VTubers, for example, they'll compare themselves to, Hololive. Like, I was watching some of the Hololive debuts to just get an idea, and I'm like, it's like, this is not gonna happen. They'll, like, do these, like, lore videos. Not happening. not around these parts. So, yeah, just surround yourself with people who are very similar to you, and you guys can grow together, and it's very, very inspirational. K Coral says, hi KO, IDK, how long I say, but I think you're doing wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I was really anxious at the video. Excuse me, at the beginning. Oh god. I'm so behind. For real, even these days, I'm still losing my VTuber voice. Yeah. I think the whole shtick, or at least rather the anxiety of having a good voice and like a perfect VTuber voice is kind of dying. And I will say for me personally, it was a lot of VTubers who didn't have the traditional like cutesy, like some voice actors are insane. Like I will say like there's nothing I like more, like one of the type of arts I appreciate the most in this world is the ability to have a good voice and to be able to sing. Like that is insane to me. I love it so much. So there are some people, excuse me, who can really just voice act perfectly for this. And it's just like, you know, in the scale of like some people are born into rich families, some people are born in, you know, perfectly beautiful anatomically, whatever. And you just can't compare yourself to that. But like once I started seeing more VTubers with like, you know, just average voices, like I can't even put on a fake voice. So once I started seeing more people who could just, you know, who use their real voice and stuff like that, it became very, very inspirational to me. Because it's like, you know, if, you know, at the minimum, you can put yourself out there and be brave and, you know, make an inspiration for someone else. Because like I said, like, you know, my voice probably has grown on, you know, people because I do use it more. I used to hate being able to, hate hearing my voice back until I started having to do video editing. And then that got me really used to my voice. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, this is the voice that my, you know, parents gave me, as corny as that sounds, you know, so it's like, I do like my parents, so I appreciate it. But, so I do want to set an example where it's like, you don't have to have like the perfect cutesy voice. Cause like, yeah, I have a cutesier, you know, kawaii ugu model, I guess, kind of more like my art style. You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest twist in a story. I wasn't expecting almost dead VT. Yeah, so I had a nose surgery. Man, I had the worst nose. I'm sorry, I'm so behind on chat. I had a nose surgery, and what happened is I had this medical condition called concha bullosa, where inside my skull, bones grew incorrectly. So they grew balloons, like bone balloons. And it was getting it to where I couldn't breathe out of my nose at all. Like, cause like the bone was growing in my nostril, and I couldn't breathe. And at night, like, oh God, it was miserable because it's like, I would wake up and it's like, imagine like cement being in your nose. Cause like literally I didn't have nose holes at that point really. So I had the first surgery, which I almost passed out for. I was awake. And like when I was a kid, the worst thing was seeing these nature documentaries talk about Egyptian tombs and stuff like that. And they were like, the way that they scraped out of the brain from the mummy was using a spoon out of the nose. And I'm like, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. So it's like in my entire life, the worst possible surgery was a nose surgery. And then lo and behold, I had to get one. So I go into this little surgery and I'm awake. And he's like putting needles. I had like probably like, man, 11 to 17 shots in my nose to numb me up. And then he tried manually breaking the bubble, the bone bubble in my nose, and it was excruciating because like it was a grown man, you know, and he was just like putting his whole arm into breaking the thing in my nose. And it worked for a little bit, maybe like 2-3 months, and then the problem came back, and so I had to go get put under for the second nose surgery. And it's so funny because it's like, it's technically a rhinoplasty, so I've technically had a nose job, but it did not of course change the outward appearance of my nose. So I had to go into a second surgery. And when they put me under, I didn't realize, I guess, like, I'm probably, like, genetically for it, where it's, like, I'm very sensitive to medications and stuff like that. And I stopped breathing when they tried to, like, resuscitate me, or, like, you know, bring me out from the anesthesia. And I think I stopped breathing a couple times, and they had to use, what is it called? It's, like, some sort of resuscitator. And then I finally came to, and it's funny, my mom was there, and she was, like, crying. And she's like, I was so scared. And I was like, good. You know, I was so angry. Because it's like, I think my default factory settings is just angry. So it's like, I was, like, out of anesthesia, and I was like, good. You should be angry. Or you should be sad. I almost died, you know? But I realized, you know, when I was, you know, quote, unquote, dying, or dead, or however you want to say it, stop breathing, I didn't know. You know, I wasn't aware. It was the same exact feeling you feel whenever you go to bed. You know, that was the exact same feeling. I felt I had just woken up from sleep. Hold on. And once I realized, like, how quickly and how easily you can just be gone, I was like, I'm going to become a VTuber. It was funny because, like, I called my dad that day. And it was funny. It's like, I just went berserk with my whole, like, you know, my whole life had literally changed, you know, having a near-death experience. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And he was like, did the surgery give you brain damage? And I was like, probably. So yeah, that was when I was like, I'm just gonna become a VTuber. Like, I don't even care. Like, if my voice is not the standard, I'll just have a few small people following me, and I'll appreciate that. Let's see. I haven't had my VTuber voice since puberty. I really like your voice. I'm glad you're not trying to force it to be more cute. It never comes out good wins for it. Yeah, I feel like you can kind of tell when people like force it. And I just talk about, I think, more mature topics. And I don't really talk about like anime stuff. So it's like, I don't even think it fits my persona anyway. There's definitely many VTubers out there who don't bother putting on different voice and masks and stuff. Yeah, I would say, like, for me personally, many of which were actually successful. Me personally, in the very beginning, it didn't appear that way because I think a lot of corpos, like, were, you know, running the VTuber. It wasn't as indie populated as it is now. So it's like, you know, all the corporate people, you know, which are kind of like the epitome of success, if you will. Or at least at the minimum where you accidentally compare yourself to that. I think a lot of them had really good voices, and that's what kind of made me proud, like paralyzed at the idea. I prefer a human voice, honestly. Yeah, I think I do too. I really do. It's like I like sometimes like when VTubers will have deeper voices. I think that's really nice. I can't say I can't stand VTubers with fake high voices. Please don't do that. I feel like a giant loser. Yeah. Okay, so I won't say what stream I was on the other day, but I was like, because like again I was like looking at debut stuff, and I'm like, this is like Teletubbies. Like, this is like Teletubbies for adults. I don't think I can. I was like, I don't know, I can't be a Teletubby. I can't compare. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, and then when you put them in public, it's like, you know, it's awkward. I much prefer the authenticity from you anyways. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. It's funny, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm trying to be authentic. It's just like, I can't do anything but be authentic. Because, like, I'm just a bad actor, that's what it is. Debuts for VTubers mostly just advertising TBH, just to draw an audience, and that's also why people do many raid videos. Yeah, and I get that, and it makes a lot of sense because like I have very specific tastes, so I do like debuts because I'll scroll through. I'm like, okay, do we share any interests? I think for me, I guess I probably have this preconceived idea in my head of what a debut should look like, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to provide that, and so it gives me a conflicting anxiety. You know what I mean? So I know this is like, the call is coming from within the house, you know what I mean? VTubers like that, the function watching clips, but actually watch an hour full live stream, yeah. Yeah, sometimes like, man, they'll have great voices, and I'm like, this is the cutest fucking voice ever, you know what I mean? Cocomelon for adults. The brain damage to VTuber fight like that too. God, there's a lot of comments, sorry. Oh yeah, I remember that about Egyptian mummies. Oh, I'm just not getting to the comments, I'm so slow, sorry. Yeah, that's your setting up for fail if you try and compare yourself to the biggest VTuber. Yeah. It's just like, you know, when you see them so successful, it's like hard to not compare, you know what I mean? And again, I'm trying to get out of that myself. And again, like, that's why I'm, you know, I'm trying to do the things I'm doing now. And I'm trying to get out of that frame of mind. Like, I've stopped caring about, like, how much likes my social media following gets. Like, you know, I'm really, it's a little corny, but it's like, I'm really doing VTuber for me to, grow as a person. I don't like when people play a character and won't show pictures of their hands because immersion break or whatever. Yeah, it's a little silly. Like, it's not that serious. Like, so I can understand. Like, there's a certain type of audience who don't like you to show facial pictures. And me personally, I don't really like. I just don't think showing like your face and stuff like that as a VTuber. It's like, we all know you have a face. You know what I mean? And so I just don't think it's like. I know some people are against it and some people are for it. And me personally, it's just like, it doesn't add anything for me because it's like, I'm not going to change my judgment based on what you look like. So I don't really mind or care if people do it, but some people get really bent out of shape about that. But it's like, when it's like something like hands or like using gloves, it's like, we all have hands. Which I will say, funny enough, speaking of hands, I used to actually be very insecure about my hands. Because I'm like, oh man, these are very masculine hands. But once I started drawing, and I'm like, wow, you know, these hands have done a lot of work. I appreciate them more now. Nice voice. Did your mom make it for you? Exactly. I used to be a VTuber, but then people got too creepy, so I stopped. Yeah, I've gotten some, and dude, I had like this, oh god, it's like, I don't even know if I want to bring it up. It was like, I had like this stalker, like, kind of person who got really obsessed with me, over the summer. And it was insane because it's like I had never I don't like a, they acted very, very attracted to me, like romantically. And I have never ever in my life like shown romantic interest in like my following and stuff like that. And this was on my business account, so it wasn't like, it was like literally, my KO's account. And it was just so weird how this person like fell in love with me. And I'm like, you don't even know what I look like or what I do, or you only know I draw. And it was a lot. And it really did shape, my perspective on people, I guess you could say. Roland says, yeah, I remember that about Egyptian mummies. Yeah, that's so scary. Needles make me want to faint. Yeah. I'm pretty good with the ones in your arms and stuff like that, but in my nose while I'm awake? Get out of here. You experienced enlightenment and you came out as with the... You experienced enlightenment and you came out of that with VTubing sounds cool. That's exactly it. It was like literally the day of. I was like, my life has changed. I'm a new person. Rhinoplasty is the worst word for nose surgery. Like, hey, you have nose issues in which you need surgical correction. Come on, get a rhinoplasty. Some schnoz surgery. That is true. Let's get that horn shaved down. Oh man, schnurgery. Forced voices are so ugh. Makes me unable to watch content. Annoys me too much. Yeah. Again, sometimes you can pull it off really, really well, but I don't know. And it's just like, I don't want to attract the fan base that want, because like, those voices like do damage to your voice over time. And it's like, do you not understand that, the person streaming this is straining themselves and hurting themselves? You know what I mean? Honestly, your voice really fits you and makes your content feel way more sincere rather than playing a huge character. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's kind of like the, I hope I'm giving off that, that interpretation. Oh god, every time I scroll it kind of... Give me a second. Teletubby VTubers, you're so right. No hates them, they're doing anything. Yeah, it's just kind of like the very, very sexual VTubers, and it's like... It's just not for me. Like, I've vended at conventions, for like 5 years, maybe 4 years. I've seen the type of fans, I cannot be I cannot be sexual around those type of people. That's all I can say. So people who can be sexual to strangers is very impressive, and I commend you, because it's like, it takes a strong spirit. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Many new VTubers I see are trying to mimic Shy Lily's voice. It sounds so fake. Yeah. And see, it's like, and that's what things like, it sounds corny, but it's like everyone can, amplify the things that make you unique. And it's like, why are you, we gotta cover the Teletubbies theme song now. Like, why are you trying so hard to skinwalk? That's what I never really understood. And I guess, like, some people just can't really understand that, like, you can't replicate, lightning in a bottle twice. You know what I mean? You can't perfectly replicate another VTuber. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, steal from the VTuber, don't get me wrong, but then, like, change it enough to where it's not obvious. I'm only here to comment. Hi, hello. I'm just dropping to say hi. Hello, hi. Hello, I'm only here to comment. Don't you dare show us your hands. We need don't show us your hands, KO. We need the immersion. Exactly. So I've been showing my hands on social media for, like, ever. Some VTubers really need to hide their face, especially the ones with a bigger audience, because of creepy people. Yeah. Like, me personally, I will, again, like, I'll probably show, like, maybe cosplays or something like that. Because, like, I used to like cosplaying, actually, before I, became a business. But, yeah, I never want to make my face, easily identifiable. Because it's like, I like the piece. And not to say, like, oh, yeah, well, I'm preparing for when I blow up. It's just more like, I just like the piece. Like, I go out in public looking dingy. Do you know how nice it is to go out in public just, like, looking like a trash bag? I don't want to ever give that up. I don't want someone, take a... you never know, because, like, some people do get really creepy, take pictures of you looking so unflattering, and then now you've had, like, the worst photo possible unflattering on you, like, online for everyone to see, and it's like, let's be real, cameras make you look bad sometimes, so it's like, yeah, like, me personally, I never want to be, identifiable in public, but people have seen me, because I, used to go vending at conventions. It's understandable, though, when people are scared to show their real bodies, like, remember the dream situation? If you're talking about, like, when he, did the face reveal and everyone made fun of him, yeah, like, about him being unattractive. And again, it's, like, attraction is so subjective. I don't think it's, ever really funny, to really make fun of people, like, things that people can't change, you know what I mean? And, like, even when it comes to, like, weight and stuff like that, I live a relatively, healthy lifestyle because I I just get really anxious if I don't. So it's like, I hate when people are like, you know, oh, you're fat or whatever, and you know that's a reflection of your character, which yes, sometimes it can be, but at the same time, like, people understand like how mental illness and how medication especially will affect your body weight. And so to sit here and judge someone immediately about their appearance, it's just really intellectually lazy. And it's funny, I've always been a very big advocate of, you know, I guess if people want to sit here and like make fun of other people's for things they can't control, just let them, because it like immediately identifies to you right away that you want to stay away from this person. Like, I have literally probably thousands of people blocked on Twitter because as soon as they say something that I'm like, this is a very, you know, this is a type of take I don't want in my life, or type of piece of content I don't want to see, I just block them, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, the people who want to make fun of other people's bodies and whatever, just, I can't really say ignore them, because it's sometimes like they become so loud you can't ignore them. But I'm glad they're making themselves very identifiable as people who are not apathetic to the average person going through hardships in life. Professionals use technique not to strain their voice. Yeah, I don't know anything about being a professional voice actor, so that makes sense. I'm the first person to tell people to hit that block ban button. I always see it as kind of self-respecting, but she made that difficult. Yeah. Like, I made a mistake with that one, like, stalker person. Like, I've bought stuff off of Instagram before, and I just accidentally, like, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy something off this account, and they're gonna just, like, you know, that'll be the end of it. So I used my real information, and so they had my real information the entire time, and then that's when they started getting really creepy, and I'm like, damn, I messed up there. So I'll be very careful in the future. For real, I'm almost embarrassed when I see VTuber stuff at cons, and VTuber fans are like, yeah, I'll be all over here. Because it's, yeah, just, sorry. Yeah, I'll be over here, because it's just normal stuff to, yeah. Like, there was this one corny, like, it was this really bad photo, and again, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm making fun of the appearance, but there was a guy standing with a Bay cosplayer, and he had, like, a dry erase board, and it said, like, mating press, and I'm like, you want to put your face to that online, that, like, oh, mating press, I think this, yeah, it's too much for me. Unrelated question, but is your online store actively selling all things at all time, or do you have spouts of getting no sales? I have periods where my store is doing well, but most of the time I get no sales, and it's a bit frustrating. There are times it comes and goes. My biggest days are like release days and stuff like that. So it's like I'll probably say like 80% of the sales of that item I'll get, like, you know, the first release weekend. But consistently over time, I will have sales like sprinkle in, and that's why I use Etsy and Shopify, because Etsy does its own marketing, and it will show your products to new people who've never seen you before. So it's like Etsy gives me the longest, like the best long-term sales, like as in like consistently coming in, versus my Shopify store will have really low sales after the first like debut weekend of the item. So it's like, it's really, really valuable to have an Etsy for that. Everyone cries about the fees. No, like, you're going to have to pay either in your time or in your money some way or another to market yourself, and Etsy just does it all for you. So it's like Etsy, like, I always see Etsy as like, it carries me, you know what I mean? Because like when times, like, for example, recently I haven't been able to do much merchandise because I've been working on all this stuff. Etsy has kind of carried me because, you know, they're showing my products to new people. I don't have to sit here and do it myself. You know what I mean? You have to delete every post with your hands now. I don't watch a lot of VTubers because most are very sexual, very kiddish. No hate towards them. I just can't do it. Yeah, and that's the exact same sentiment for me. It sucks because, like, sometimes, like, I'll, like, really respect the VTuber and its work ethic, and they'll do pandering, and it's like, I'm very, funny enough, I'm very, I guess, feminist, if you will. I don't think, like, the female body is inherently sexual, all that, you know, yada yada. Free the nipple, that's very me. F bras, you know. But, it's just, when it, I don't know. I know I'm not the intended audience, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's like seeing your friend being sexual, like, it's like, I'm not the intended audience here, so it does make it kind of uncomfortable. Let's see. I mean, she posted feet on Twitter the other day, so is that me? Are you referring for me? Because I totally forgot about the whole feet thing. You gave up free toes recently, you're breaking on horse. Yeah, I think okay, hold on. Millie Mood, you all, you have a wonderful day, Chaos. I enjoy your test stream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Like, I know people go crazy over feet. And I think feet are very cute. I like feet a lot. I like drawing feet. I'm not gonna lie. But it's like, it's never like in a sexual way. And I do resent the internet for making it like so sexual. And so it's like, cause it's just feet, you know, like what's next? Hands, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's technically true. I did accidentally show my feet. I've had my voice broken a few times due to being sick, so now I can sound like a guy or a girl, and it's funny to prank people and cause my friends who I used to stream. Yeah, that's very, very talented. I can't really sound very, feminine. I'm just kind of like this default voice. It's like, it depends on my mood. Like, sometimes if I'm, like real tired, my voice will deepen. The tail swishing on your model got me watching like a baby with dangling keys. Alright, there we go. We got to do a little bit faster. This generation's attention span is a little, lackluster, so there we go. I know, my tail is so cute. My poor rigger. Oh my god. I put her through the ringer for this. Like, we had so many problems with this tail, and she, like, came out on top. It was insane. I love it so much. Mating person. Yeah, it was just like, you're gonna say that with your whole chest. Are those fees from Etsy's too much a time? No. Never. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's just, it's so worth it because, like, I get so many repeat customers from Etsy. And they're, again, Etsy shows my stuff to people who don't even know I'm an Instagrammer, don't even know I'm a VTuber or anything. And so they'll show it to people who are, like, buying gifts from their fans, or excuse me, for their friends. And, like, so, like, parents and stuff. Like, I get a lot of parents ordering on my Etsy. And, so, no. The Etsy fee is definitely... I will say, my normal keychain is, $12, the default. And I do 13 on Etsy, just kind of, you know, over, I guess to compensate for it. But yeah, no, Etsy's definitely worth it. Everyone sits here, and I do it too. Like, I get pissy at Etsy when they do a change. Like, they're always wanting you to be like Amazon, be like, oh, your response times and messages need to be in 24 hours, which I think is silly, but it's like, okay, whatever. I guess this is just one of those things you have to deal with, you know what I mean? Why don't you ship to Germany anymore? The problem with Germany, and I think my Etsy ships to Germany, but if it doesn't, is because Germany created a new tax law or import law where you had to have a license documenting how much material trash you were bringing, like shipping material, into the country, and you had to report it. It was just like you had to have like a tax, like you had some sort of license that you had to pay for a fee for, and it's just like, I don't get a lot of sales from Germany, so it's just like, it was just too much for me to handle, because it's like, I don't have a tax guy. I do my taxes myself, you know? So, but I believe my Etsy should still ship to Germany. I like Vedel, I don't know how to say it, Vedel, best VTuber. Yeah, I've seen some of his streams, or excuse me, I've seen some clips of his streams. It seems very impressive, whatever he's doing. Your workout outfit is kind of spicy though. That is true. And again, I think it's just like, it's funny, it's based like, okay. So I get mad sweaty. like by default, like I'm like so sweaty. So it's like whenever I do work out, it's in very low clothing. So funny enough, it was like literally based off of one of my outfits, which is just a tank top, underwear, and then socks, you know? So it's like, that's why. And it's like, if people want to see it as spicy, I guess, you know? You can market those toes, think of the money. And that's true. That's true. Some people. Feet can look very elegant, but dear God, I don't care what the obsession. Bleh. But dear God, I don't know what the sexual obsession is over them. Yeah, feet are very cute. Like, they really are, like the little toes and stuff like that. And it's like why did we have to, you know? And I don't know. I don't like the idea that we need to take everything that's cute and make it sexual. You know what I mean? It's like, they can be, you know, different. And on top of times, excuse me, you can, I totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be a weirdo who's into it. That's what I'm trying to say here. There's always gonna be a weirdo into it. So it's like, let's not cater, you know, to that, you know, but whatever. I don't think feet are sexual. And I will continue drawing feet. I'll never forgive the internet for sexualizing feet. Yeah, it's just, and I get it, the drawing and, excuse me, the jokes or whatever. They're like, for free. Like, that is, like, I totally forgot it. Like, someone commented on my, my post recently. I was like, oh, you know, I forgot it. So it's like, it's a harmless joke most of the time. But, you know, sometimes people will take it really, really seriously. And I'm like, the rigging is magnet. Thank you. My poor rigger. Let me zoom out real quick. I know, she did such a good job. Which I think she's going to be debuting in January. I really love it a lot. Yeah, it's like I like the shape of the face because she had a really like almost like a polygon kind of way of rigging, and it really fit well with my art style. So I was like, oh, this is a perfect match. Oh yeah, I'm not usually one for kink shaming, but like I'm kink shaming. Yeah, I mean like you can like I think you can talk about be like, okay, this is a little weird, and then, like I don't think that's necessarily kink shaming. You know what I mean? I think it's just like pointing out like, okay, well someone else wants to do that, and I don't. You know what I mean? For real, that Miku feet figure is so pretty and sculpting insane, but I see that Miku. I love how I know exactly what feet figure you're talking about. But yeah, it is really really cool or cute. Will you put your plushies on Etsy? I really need to. Oh God, I'll write that down. Yeah, I really need to. It's like nothing is stopping me. It's just like making listings on Etsy is like it's kind of annoying. Yeah, the internet has turned everything into hee is that your king moment. Yeah, it's like maybe you just enjoy it, Like maybe you just like feet, like God, you know what I mean? Like I also really like hands. Like I like when artists draw like masculine hands in a way. On like there's this artist called Grave Weaver. She has a webtoon called I'm the Grim Reaper, and she draws her feminine characters with really masculine hands, and I really love it. And I'm like, there's nothing weird about it. It's just like I just really like it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember that damn workout post. This is me if you were here, like, ma'am. Oh, I totally forgot I posted that. Looking respectfully. Thank you for being respectful. Your model's so pretty. Yeah, I only ever take it as a joke because I used to get so many feet pit requests in my cosplay days. Yeah, I bet that's a very common theme. Yeah, that's also another thing. Is like, it sucks because like again, like I used to cosplay before I did all the before social media I guess became what it is, and it sucks because like people are taking cosplay as an invitation to act a certain way around you, and I don't really like that. And like for example, like quote unquote like sexy characters and stuff like that. I have a Zerlane Baltimore racing queen cosplay. It's like I wanted to post it, but it's like, and I think it's just pretty. Like I think like the human form and the body can be very really pretty, and it's like I'm not like soliciting saying like, hey, come act however way you want towards me now. You know what I mean? And I don't like in that aspect where people kind of immediately interpret those types of things as that type of thing. Used to be friends with a guy IRL who was into feet. Now I'm too scared to wear sandals in the summer. Yeah. I remember one time I was walking in LA and this guy was like, are you from Texas? And the girl was like, no. He's like, oh, those puppies look like they're from Texas. And I was like, it was just like a random construction worker who had said that. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. Why does the internet take pride in glorifying weirdos? I think really it's just content. I think like the true honest answer to that is people really like getting angry is a very easy emotion, and sometimes it can be a very a nice emotion because like when you're really stressed at your work or whatever, so you just want to take your anger out on something. And I know a lot of people share the feeling of wanting to take your anger and frustration out on someone, and so they try to find like ways to like, how would I say this, like it's valid ways to bully people online, you know what I mean? And so, talking about like, controversial topics and stuff like that is like, it makes you feel like, oh, well, I have every right to make fun of this guy because of XYZ, And so it's like, people are just they just want to so badly, hurt other people online. And it's like, it's created this environment that's really, really toxic to navigate, because now average people who are just, want to just do innocent post their artwork or post their life online are being subjected to possible random strangers coming up to you and bullying you, just because it's fun. But I think it's just a big reflection of society as a whole, as in like how everything's getting so stressed, because like a lot of times it takes a really angry and hurtful person to just spread hate on the internet. So it's like they might have a bad job, they might have no job, they might have financial troubles, stuff like that. So I think it's just a direct reflection of how society is behaving, you know what I mean? Hold on. The feet jokes are funny. I love calling feet dogs, but it's never that serious. Feet are just pretty, but not in a sexual. Yeah, I love it when they're like, put those puppers away. The grippers. Like, I love it when people do that. Hands are so cool and fun to draw from. Yeah, I've never really struggled with drawing hands. How do your model's ears emote? The way it's rigged is so cute. Yeah, they're actually rigged to my eyebrows, so when I'm angry, they go down. I think it's very expressive, because it's like, I'm a very straightforward person, and I'm not a very smiley person, so I wanted a model that kind of like reflected that. That's why my default face is just the little B. I do get angry. Finding feet sexual gives me the same vibes as finding toe being sexual. Yeah, it's just like a weird, you know. Like, I love drawing legs. It's really fun, but some people think it's sexual. I hate that about it. Yeah. That's what a lot of things. Like, a lot of, like, cosplay outfits are very... I don't know, they're very, like, let's not pretend that the human body is genetically, you know, biologically, you know, meant to attract. And it's like, but just because, like, you're, you know... How can I say this? So it's gonna, like, you know, when you draw certain things, it's gonna look, quote-unquote, attractive, you know? But not everyone is, like, sexually attracted to that, you know? And especially not immediately. So it's just, like, I don't like that, where it's, like, people will see thighs and they're like, oh, well, she's being sexualized. You know, it's just like, no, she just has thighs. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, you have what for a cosplay? If you probably know exactly what cosplay. Race Queens, Birmingham. It's very cute, actually. Like, I studied anatomy back in school days, so I have matured as an artistic appreciation of human bodies besides my other biases. Yeah. And that's how I see it, too. It's like, you know, like, I could see, like, a naked body and be like, you know, just respect it and appreciate the form, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got tired of putting disclaimers in my Insta posts, and I'm just, like, lost interest in posting cosplay because of it, yeah. And that's the thing, is, like, when a lot of, like, the thing about social media is, like, you have to be the change you want to see, but it's, like, to be the change you want to see is stressful, you know? And it puts a lot of pressure on a singular person to, like, hey, look, I want to, you know, put out the idea that, you know, I should be able to post this stuff and not have to deal with weirdos, but, you know what I mean? It's very easy to insult people, pick up people behind the screen. Yeah, it's so easy. Like, it is so easy. Like, I would say, like, I've pretty much never been, like, you know, offended. Like, someone just getting angry at you randomly, like a stranger in real life. You know, but on the internet, where everyone's behind an anonymous screen. And that's why, again, like, I really liked 4chan, because, like, everybody was anonymous. So it's like, if someone was giving you anger, it was just like, you know, you're like, okay, well, I'll probably never talk to you again, because, like, I don't even know if I'm talking to the same person again. But yeah, like, it's just like, it really sucks. And again, and the only thing I could do to, you know, to what's it called, to combat that is just to try and create an environment of positivity on social media if I can. And it may be fruitless, but I'm trying my best, you know, and that's all that really matters to me. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, cringe culture generally sucks, especially when that person who's considered cringe is harmless and just a little sister. Yeah. Don't even get me started. Like, it's just like, and that's what another thing is, like, a lot of people are on social media, you know, have, like, if you think about it, a lot of people, like, are, like, disabled and, like, have, like, some sort of mental problem on social media. And it's just because it's like, you know, they don't have a very rich and fulfilling social life in real life. So it's like, it's easy to turn to the internet, especially if they have anxiety or stuff like that. And, you know, so you're going to have a lot of people who are just like, they could be autistic, you know, they could have Tourette's and stuff like that. And people are so quick to immediately, you know, like, bully this person for being different. It's like, it's silly in an elementary, but it's like, you know, like, what happened to, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. You know what I mean? And it's like, I really don't like the type of bullying. And it's like, you know, if someone's eccentric or non-neurotypical, I think is the way they say nowadays, just either support them or just leave. You know what I mean? I think the personality of the drawing is more attractive and interesting than the actual drawings. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. A lot of things are considered cringe only when the person isn't considered attractive. I have a huge rant about that. When an attractive person does the same, it gets praised. I have a huge, like, philosophy on that, actually, funny enough. I think, and this is extremely controversial, but I think the majority of the problem in the world isn't necessarily, like, so much as financial discrimination and racial discrimination. I think it's a beauty discrimination problem. As soon as, and again, this is based on my own experience, but as soon as, like, people, like, find out you're ugly or you're not doing things attractively, you become, like, the brunt. Like, society thinks it's okay to attack you. And it's like, that is so insane to me. So it's like, I think, like, the whole attractive thing is huge. And it's just like, I've done a lot of research on it, actually, and they say it's like pretty much genetically, like, you know, ingrained in us to find, you know, quote unquote attractive faces attractive and whatever. And they did studies on babies where they would put, you know, a lot of babies who were, like, literally, like, weeks old, and to see what faces they go towards, and they had a tendency to go towards the attractive faces and not the unattractive faces. So it's like, it's something that's very deeply ingrained in us. And I think a lot of people like totally forget that fact, where it's like people treat you completely different if they find you attractive or not. The internet can be quite the dangerous hellhole to fall into. Yeah. You have to be able to control yourself and regulate yourself, because, you know, it can get to your head. You know, like, I let it get to my head too, because it's like, you know, that's just how social media is. Real and true, what happened to the anti-cyberbullying classes I was forced to take in middle school. Exactly. It's just like, I don't know, it's just so cruel. And I don't really like it, because like some people have you know, like, even like for some people, and that's what's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly the problem, because like, you know, some people have like, they're born angrier than others, and they have, you know, stuff going on, so they lash out on people online. So it's just like, I think people need to be just very, very careful, which was never going to happen. Let's be for real. People much rather just be angry online and call it a day. But people need to be very, very careful about like what they put out there. You know what I mean? Like, I have a, you know, technically I have a temper, and I get angry easily, and it's just like attributed to the whole bipolar nonsense. And, but it's like, I have to be very, very careful not to like harm other people and whatnot. And it's just like, I'm very conscious about that. Like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to hurt anyone. You know what I mean? People get very nasty when they see someone deemed ugly. Yeah, no matter what. Like, if they see, you know, yeah, completely. If they like see how much like you weigh or something like that, like, it's crazy. But it's so weird, because who decides what is attractive? It's like subjective. So actually, the actual, I think, answer to that, based on, you know, my reading of it, is it's mostly the average person. So if you were to take, you know, like, let's say, I don't like to use a number scale as far as attractiveness, but let's just use it for, you know, this example, like from 0, you know, physically disfigured, you know, physically deformed, possibly born without a, you know, certain immune systems and stuff like that, versus a 10, which is a highly symmetrical person, you know, has neo-tennis features, which is the youthful features. People on average like the average the most. They find that most attractive because it's an average person. So it's like, you don't really detect so much like intimidation when they're like a 10, like say like a super attractive person. Because sometimes, like, you know, some people are so attractive, I don't even want to, like, I'm getting out of here. Like, it's time to go. I'm not even gonna look at this person, you know what I mean? And then there's some people that, you know, that are so unattractive, you're like, you know, I don't want that person around me, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, it's the average that is attractive. And then genetically, it's the way we can tell the person is attractive is based on their symmetry of their face. Because, like, for example, if you have like an underbite, people generally consider that unattractive, but it's because it usually means there's a palate issue in the back of your throat or like mouth that makes it hard for you to breathe. That means that you're not as healthy, have of an immune system as the average person. So that's technically like the, you know, specifics of what we find attractive. So, but yeah, it's like what you're like attractive, as in like, you can tell this person's attractive versus what you find like sexually attractive. Like, you know, people find, you know, different things sexually attractive, you know. At this point, trying to become more attractive is self-preservation strategy. It's like, technically is. I read a study talking about how women, if they were to, say if they had like $20,000, if they were to use that money on plastic surgery versus if they were to use that money to do an education, they would have more success in finding a job and sustaining a job if they did the plastic surgery to make themselves more attractive, which is absolutely insane. So it's like, yeah, it is a self-preservation thing. And then like the technicality of aging, you know, if you look youthful, like I was actually reading about this really recently, like, there's something called a centenarian or something like that. It's just a person who lives to 100 years old. And so there's a study on like, what are these characteristics that make that person live to 100 years old, live that way they do. The difference between a person who like dies at like 70 or 60, and a person who lives over to 100 is we both will have the same morbidity, the things that will kill us, which is like cancers, heart disease, stuff like that. But the person who lives to 100 will get that onset of the disease on average 20 years past the average person who's not healthy gets that same disease. So like when, you know, a person who's unhealthy gets like heart failure or something like that, diabetes, stuff like that, at 40, the disease ends up killing them around like, you know, 60, 70. But someone who lives to 100 will get that heart failure around like 80, you know? So it's like those younger features are indicative of like your overall health and well-being. And the people who live over to 100 genetically have really good health markers. At this point, trying to be more attractive. Yeah, so it really is. It is self-preservation. So it's like, you know, again, like attractiveness usually, you know, genetically means like health, you know. But again, like some people are attracted to different things. And remember to take regular breaks from the internet too. Sometimes saying too much. Yeah, definitely. Like I have to, like, I block so many people. Like I block people I'm envious of. You know, I'm human, so it's like I will find envy in people sometimes. And I'm like, if I feel as though I'm comparing myself to those people too often, I'll just block them. You know. So I've told this story before, but I was bullied specifically because I wasn't cool or attractive, and look back at that, it's like that's the funniest reason anyone could be. Yeah, it's the silliest reason. You know what I mean? It really is. A large factor of the beauty is entirely subjective. Yeah, but there is like innate, you know, like scientifically backed reasons why we find certain things attractive as a person. I'm glad I came back and stream is going with you. I'm still strong. Sure, there's a lot of universal features, I guess you could say, they're widely agreed upon, but it's ultimately subjective. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I'm talking about romantic attraction and, you know, what the studies have shown us for, like, what kids prefer, blah, blah, blah. Man, I love things that people deem as unattractive. Big noses, bigger body, a little bit of chin, and find those things extremely attractive. Yeah, you know what I've always found really, really attractive is acne scars. Like, I always found that really, really attractive. And it sounds, like, weird, but it just means, like, the person has gone through, like, you know, like scrutiny in a way, because it's like a lot of people don't find acne attractive, and it's like they've gone through, you know, very, very you know, social problems because of it. And I'm like, I think that makes a very strong person. So I've always found acne scars very attractive. Someone who doesn't experience attractiveness is actually fascinating. So I don't use the word attractive as in like, again, like sexually attractive, romantically attractive. I mean it as a like what we are more likely to show favoritism towards, like what we're more likely to go towards. Like if there's two people in a room, who are you most likely to like draw yourself to? You know, that's kind of like what I mean by the attract. And it's funny because like sometimes like I use words and it's like original, like in a weird way, and I have to specify that. You know what I mean? That's really sad to hear, in my opinion. Yeah. I never understood why people find big noses unattractive. It's just specific evidence. Yeah. It's just like anything else. It's just like it just tells you the marker of where you're from. You know what I mean? Like I think I technically have like, I don't know, what is it called? Like a Roman nose or something like that, where it's like there's like a little bump in the middle of it or whatever. I just joined. What are we talking about? Literally anything. Like literally anything. Yeah, and again, like there's specific features that, you know, people are attracted to for other reasons, and it's like it could be a figure growing up that you liked had that same feature. So it's like, yeah, it's very subjective in that aspect. Our society is really weird to judge people over looks. That's why most people rather hide behind a fictional appealing persona. Yeah, and that's also another thing, because it's like I do, you know, I won't even lie, like I don't really care about, like, again, my facial features is like the mixture of my mother and my father. So what can I do? You know what I mean? I love my mother, I love my father, so it's like there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it does suck though, like where, you know, people will say something and then like their rebuttal will be like, here's a screenshot of your face, gotcha. It's just real childish. And again, like that's why like I'm glad those people are saying those things so I can you know, block them quickly and get out of my life. Yeah, you seem so much more comfortable now. I'm banging my fist on the table. I'm so proud. Yeah, see, that's what happens is that like I just get like psyched up about certain things in my head. And like again, like I think it comes with like the whole OCD nonsense where it's like I'll just loop something in my head and I'll loop it and I'll loop it and I'll loop it and I'll loop it, and it won't go away until it just like eats me, you know, it eats me alive, you know what I mean? Attractive as in what you personally find visually and mentally pleasing to see and experience. Yeah, I think that'd be actually a really good way to I guess to put that. Big noses are so attractive. The bump is so pretty. I find it sad when beautiful noses are changed to European noses coming from someone with a European nose. Yeah, it just sucks. Like, I saw a girl with like a nose with like a Cleopatra. I think Cleopatra was known to have like a very strong nose. And I was like, that reminds me literally of Cleopatra. But I know that a lot of people don't perceive it that way. And that's what really sucks, because it's like, you know, it's like these unique features make us human, and like, why are we pretending human? And that's also another thing about social media that I don't really prefer, is that a lot of it has been like homogenized to where we say this specific thing is attractive, and so people will Photoshop or something. They will like get surgery to look at a certain way. You know what I mean? I mean, but then me personally, and I'm not, you know, throwing shade or whatever. You know, you're welcome to do whatever with your face. But it's just like, I don't want to be around people who think that, like, you know, other people's perception of them are so important that they would undergo surgery, you know, for it. But again, like, you know, I'm never gonna, you know, judge it, but it's just like, you know what I'm trying to say here. Like, you can tell when sometimes people get so much plastic surgery to look a specific aesthetic that is like almost like curated to be perfect for social media. When I was drawing, I would at times give characters a big nose or more pointy nose just for fun because of the style at the time I had at the time. It would help differentiate them more. I should do that again. It's so funny you say that, because like I don't even draw noses. Like, I'm lucky to even have a nose here, so it's like just dot. But yeah, I think like a really funny enough, like I think like we all like sleep on it, but Attack on Titan really did a great job at doing different facial features and not making all the characters, the characters, like, you could tell they were from different regions around the world. And I really like Annie's nose. Like, she would look so silly now if you really thought about it. If she had like a European nose, or I guess if that, you know, I don't know, pixie nose, whatever you guys call it at. But it looks so good, and it's like, yeah, it takes a really reasonable and educated person to understand that, like, you know, these features exist for a reason, and there's nothing wrong with them, because it's like you can't even control them. So it's like, I don't know, the people who are, you know, sit here and critique those and what they look like, it just says a lot about them. I used to hate my big nose, but recently people have been more accepting about big noses, and now I love it. Let's romanticize big noses. Agreed. I completely agree with you. And I think, like, another thing is, like, I have opinions on the whole body positivity movement thing, and whatnot, but hold on. But I think, like, if people were just more educated, that's the solution, you know? Because, like, a lot of people don't know, for example, that, like, citrazine, which is a, antihistamine, commonly known as, like, I think Zyrtec or something like that. It might be the other one. It's a specific antihistamine. Actually causes weight gain when you take it prolonged use. And, you know, people who are, like, I have allergies. What am I supposed to do about that? You know what I mean? You know, so people take medication to cure an ailment that they have, and either they don't know or don't understand that, like, it comes with weight gain as a symptom. Another one is antipsychotics, I believe, consider increased weight gain, stuff like that. And so it's like, I would never judge someone for taking medicine to feel better, to have a better life. And, you know, it just so happened to be that weight gain is a symptom. So it's like, why would I judge someone on being overweight? You know what I mean? Also, another one is birth control. Birth control is a huge weight gainer, you know, in a lot of women. And a lot of people just don't, you know, they don't understand that. And it really sucks when I see people in relationships and they're like, oh, you know, my chick is on gaining all this weight. What's going on? And it's like, she's on birth control, and she's obviously doing it for a very obvious reason. So, you know, have some common courtesy. Yes, masking yourself for the sake of appearances wears on you quickly. Yeah. Hange, yes, she's Hange or Hanji? I think it's Hanji. Yes, she's so pretty. Agreed. Yeah, Attack on Titan did really good. First of all, I feel like Attack on Titan is the main reason anime become mainstream. In fact, I would bet money on that. As a Hispanic, I got the glorious Roman nose. Yeah, and it's like, I think that's a really it's really cool, because it kind of like pinpoints where you're from, like, genetically in this world, you know what I mean? Like, here's what, you know, your population, you know, looked at a certain time. Like, because I'm like I said, my dad's from Trinidad and Tobago. It's like I'm mixed with a black and white, and there are features about me that are you know, black features, and there's features about me that are white features, and it's really cool to see, because I'm like, oh, like, that's definitely a black feature I inherited, because, you know, part of my family is from a primarily black country. So it's like, I think it's really cool. I did not know that about Zyrtec. LOL. Yeah. Let me verify. Let's see. Yeah, it's like, because it increases The antihistamine thing, I think, creates cortisol in the body, and cortisol is one of the only markers that we have distinguished so far that, when injected in the human body, will make the body gain weight. Yes, that is correct. Zyrtec is cause weight gain over time for long and prolonged use. I love the big noses on the old statues. Like, why discourage having such beautiful features? Yeah, it's just, I think the problem is a lot of people are, the biggest problem with social media in society is people are very insecure, and people want to maintain their dignity. I've learned that so much recently, that people just, at the end of the day, they want their dignity. And so when they are perceived, like, they think, like, for example, like I was talking about, like, I could never look like act like a Hololive VTuber, for example, because, like, you know, my finances, my stream, my content, or whatever. And so I had this, you know, self-conscious preconceived idea where I'm like, I need to act this way, otherwise I'll be a failure. And I think that whole whole problem is that, like, you know, I'm comparing myself to another, you know, entity. And that does show some of my insecurities, where it's like, I don't think I can stand on myself to do, you know, to succeed on my own. So it's like, you know, I do that compare and contrast problem. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, it really sucks, because, like, everyone thinks in order to be on social media, you have to look a certain way. And that we cannot deny or ignore the fact that if you look a certain way, you're going to be treated completely different than the average person. But all I have to say is, my answer to that is, you know, appreciate the people around you who, you know, don't look the algorithmic way. Yeah, it's wild how engaged judging people is in society. I think at the end, like in the beginning, it was kind of like a protective measure, as far as like evolutionary standards, because like a lot of it, like, again, can come down to like certain features that are technically old. Like, again, like the whole point of like the human population at one point in time, I don't think it is now, but at one point in time was like, you know, creating new populations and reproduction. So there's certain characteristics that indicate this person is not at a reproductive safe rate to have a child and produce a new child and offspring. So it's like those features, you know, people tend to say are unattractive. But if you're an educated individual, you'll understand that, like, no, that person just is, you know, they're older, you know, they're not going to have the best reproductive health, and it comes with age and time. We're all going to go through it. And, you know, people are like, oh, that person's ugly. And it's just like, it's just a really simple-minded way of thinking. You know what I mean? I think people should just stop labeling big features unattractive. Each person's unique flaws are beautiful. Yeah, I really wish, like, I think the whole idea of body neutrality was that whole thing, is like, I'm neither here nor there. Because yeah, it's like, in any instance of the way, and it's, hold on, give me a second. And like, in any instance, it's like me personally, you know, I have a body, I work out, because I work out, I have a certain body type. And to me, that's just like the end of the day. You know, it's a reflection of my, I do a lot of exercise because I really enjoy it. I'm really good at, excuse me, hold on. I'm really good at endurance exercising. And so it reflects my body and muscle composition a certain way. And I really don't like when people, you know, point out certain aspects of that. Even if they're doing it in kind of like a positive way, I wish they would just, I don't know, it's like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. You know what I mean? I just wish it wasn't so normal to like comment about certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Attack on Titan is the reason for anime being mainstream 100%. BRS died when Attack on Titan got big. BRS came back when Attack on Titan ended. Coincidence? I think not. I have a Quilino nose. I gotta look that up. I always felt so ashamed of it to the point where I felt naked without a face mask. Yeah, that's really... Then that's where... My only advice to that, because again, I don't know if you still suffer with this. I'm looking this up, this term real quick. Give me a second. Oh, I lost it. Quilino. Is if we can really work on building people's self-confidence, I think that's the best way. Because like... Oh, yeah, see, I think that's the type of nose that I was talking about was, reminds me of Cleopatra. Yeah, I think that's a very attractive nose, because it's very, like, it's very shapely, it's very, like, how do I say this? It's like the, what's it called? God, it's really angular. And it's like, I think that's a very, very unique feature, and I'm pretty sure, like, I wonder if that is actually what it's called. Cleopatra. Yeah, funny enough, I think that's what I was talking about earlier. But we just have to work on our, self-confidence, stuff like that. And it's really, really hard. It's really hard to be confident. But that's our only answer. Like, if we sit here and, just feel sad all the time, it's just gonna ruin our lives even more. And I'm speaking as a point, like, I've gone through this, too. So it's like, I really wish, society would be different. But the only thing we can answer that with is changing ourselves, and setting a good example. Yeah, people want to fit in even when it's super silly standards. Yeah, and I think that's, again, like, kind of like an inherent thing, because, like, I have a suspicion, and again, I'm not a doctor or a specialist or anything on this. I think for schizophrenia, for example, which, again, it means to, like, socially split from your peers, I almost feel as though the human body has, like, designed that mental illness, because, like, it's actually a mental illness that can develop over time. You can be genetically and like a genetic predisposed predisposed I have a predisposition to it, and which, like, for example, like, my grandfather actually has it, and I swear it's like the body does that. Yeah, predisposition. The body does that, where it's like, if they feel as though you're not contributing to society as much, as in, like, because, like, we're social, animals at the end of the day, the body almost develops that to further your isolation from society, because, like, the collective body hive mind, I don't know, feels that you're not a good fit for society, so your brain starts to get, schizophrenic. Because I have noticed my own insanity, if you will. The more I'm isolated I am, the more, like, neurotic I get. And it's just, I've noticed that, like, like, these kind of, like, schizoaffective qualities have been increasing as I've been, away from society. And it's like, I wonder if it's one of those things where the body has just developed it to, tell the rest of society, hey, this is not a healthy person to be around. Does that make any sense? It's based on absolutely nothing. It's just, like, based on my own understanding and experience of the illness. But that's what I think it is. Because, like, again, like, when I'm very, very social, and that's why I actually like doing conventions, because, like, even though it's a lot of work and stuff like that, it made me socialize with people. I'm like, wow, there's other humans out here. And it became to a point where it's like, I almost stopped perceiving, like, names online as humans and stuff like that. And so it was a really weird phenomenon. And again, like, I started getting more mentally neurotic. So I think that's what schizophrenia is. But we don't have a technically a answer to schizophrenia just yet. A girl I knew would sometimes point at photos of other ladies and be like, "LOL, look at this ugly ass," and literally I would sit there and be like, "Where's the problem?" Yeah, it's just silly. Like, again, it's like the whole thing, like, the fat people online have been, like, a big butt of the joke, and it's just like, what do you, like, okay, now, okay, it's like, now what, you know what I mean? Like, what can you, I honestly have never seen anyone I think is truly unattractive. I always see the beauty in everyone just because everyone has something that's beautiful. I agree. And it's like, that's what I don't know. I completely agree. Because it's like, these people, have gone through certain things. Because, like, a lot of things, and, like, again, for specific, I keep going towards, like, obesity and stuff like that, because it's a very common topic and it's very easily communicative. But, like, a lot of people who are, super morbidly obese, which I believe is a BMI over 40, are, have gone through a lot of really, really traumatic stuff as a child, and it really has messed them up. And it's like, they couldn't control their environment as a child. So it's like, how are you going to sit here and see a very easily documented, scientific thing that the people who have gone through this type of trauma are going to end up being, this, I just read the Joker comment, are very, prone to doing these types of behaviors. And it's like, how are you going to, make fun of a person like that? Like, it's, again, but it just comes down to, like, a lot of people are not educated and they don't know these types of things. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a big advocate for, education. Let's see. Yeah, and culture comes defined well beyond those basic biological ideas, so folks equate 2 and 2 in black and white. I think I may have lost the plot for where that comment was coming from, so I can't really give an input on it. Yo, what's up? Hope's all been well? Sosalito? It's been pretty good, I would say. Thank you for, commenting. Chaos is gonna become the Joker and change society. I mean, we gotta start somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really do want to help, people educate and learn a bit more about, life and stuff like that. Yeah, I think the part of it is how much it's shoved down our throats, and every aspect of ourselves needs to be critical. Yeah, criticized. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, again, like my only answer to that is always, forming your social media to fit your needs. If you find people that you are comparing yourself in a very negative aspect, just delete those people. It's that easy. Human brains are so interesting. Yeah, I love studying. There's a specific word for it when it's like just the human brain, but it's like I really love studying, mental illness and stuff like that in the human body, because a lot of it is like misconceptions. A bit unrelated, but I'd really like to know the inspiration behind designing your little persona. She looks super colorful and fun, a lot of details. So actually, it was a Masa Works Design. He's a Vocaloid producer, and he always has really vibrant and colorful illustrations in his Miku songs, and I really I like working out, and so his music is very high BPM, and so I there's a song called Golden Japan, and I really just love that song listening to it in the gym. So it's a lot of characteristics from that PV, like high colors, high contrast, and I love little fox girls, very cute. So that's where the main inspiration is from. Yeah, they're for sure cultural disorders. Like, there are occurrences that are tied to your cultural perceptions, and even sickness can change from regions and culture. Yeah. Like, yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah. By the way, unrelated, are you still planning on doing a live stream for the art contest? Yes, I am still planning on doing a live stream for the art contest. It will, I think, it'll probably be on December 15th, but I will create a waiting room, so that way people can turn on the post notifications and stuff like that. And, be ready for that. Let's see. I just want to say I appreciate how this test stream has gone for almost 3 hours now, and it's just been nothing but philosophical yapping. That's also another thing. It's like, this is like, I really like this type of topics. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's like, and I will always get to this. I promise you, every stream is going to get to this point, because like I love talking about like philosophy, psychology, stuff like that. I have a few philosophers I really like, but I don't know if you know Noam Chomsky. He has a good argument that I disagree with. It's called Poverty of the Stimulus, where let me read these comments before I go into a tangent on that. Delete me, says Zian's SO. I'm not gonna delete you, that's mean. You wanna know how I got these scars? 2025. Neurology. Yeah. I thought there was maybe one where it like specified the brain's like, maybe it is psychology, the brain's actions. The Japanese artist Eve helped me inspire my art. I really love Eve too, along with the animations he worked with. That song, I think it's a song, Eve. Dramaturgy, I think that's by him. That like changed my life. Because like the video was so interesting. Because like I can do, some Japanese. Cause like I lived in Japan for a short period of time. So I have very like introductory level of Japanese. And but it was a while. So it's like I've kind of gotten, bad at that. But his video was talking about like I bet you're like you're listening to the song to think it's gonna change your life, or kind of like that is English, some of the words. And I'm like, wow, like I really saw the video originally. I'm like, I bet this video is gonna change my life because of how unique it is. And he kind of like called me out right then and there, and I'm like, damn, this is life changing. So that's a huge song for me. I'm the same way. I always go into deep subjects, even the most innate subject. Yeah, I always do it. And so that's why I've always like been curious, like, will I be able to succeed? Because like I'm very thankful because like my business financially supports me, so I don't really have to worry about like marketing myself as like a a full-time VTuber, or play like trending games. I can literally just do whatever, so I'm very thankful for that. But I always wondered, it's like I don't really see a lot of people talking about like these types of topics often, So I mean, hey, maybe there's a a spot to be filled, an interest to be filled, I'm loving these topics. I've never lasted so long on anyone's stream for this long. Oh, I appreciate that. That's such a nice compliment. Yeah, I'm very interested in these kinds of topics. You know how VTubers will do like a send your PNG, I'll rank your design. You're gonna do a send me a brief overview, and I'll psychoanalyze you. The bells are tolling, Stella. It's coming for you, and you know it. I love his song Dark Knight and Yuko. I'll have to listen to it. Kao's about to be like, tell me what you see on this ink block test and tell me your weight and I'll tell you what mental state is best cardio for. Exactly. See, I like doing stuff like that. I actually did a little bit of, in my prior career, I did a little bit of personal training as well. And so I find that very fun. So obviously I don't have my ISSA certification anymore because you have to update that yearly. But if you guys have any fitness recommendations and stuff like that, I've done a lot of extensive research on the topic. That was so threatening. It is. It is a threat. And you know it's coming. Hold on. A little slow, but you know it's coming. I know I need a few more scholastically VTubers. I saw a TikTok guy doing Dino and VR chat, so it works. You know, I saw this one VTuber, and she was just doing, like technical support on a web design, and a lot of people were actually really interested. And she had, like, 1,000 viewers, and I'm like, wow, that's actually really cool. Like, yeah, I again, like, I really prioritize education. And ironically, I don't have any sort of college degree because I couldn't afford college. So I haven't really I've gone through a lot in life, you know what I mean? Like at one point I was like, it wasn't for a long period of time, don't get me wrong, but I was like homeless, so it's like, you know, I've never been able to afford like college and proper education and stuff like that. So it's like I overcompensate. I'll be completely honest with you. I overcompensate and educate myself as often as I can, so I can feel like I'm adequate. Because I think I have a tiny little what is it called? Inferiority complex about it. But I really enjoy education, you know, and learning things. I can definitely see you multitasking on stream, drawing away at your stuff and just yapping it all the while. It might prolong the art process a bit, but I can see you getting comfortable with it. Yeah, I hope so. Like, that's something I'm gonna have to really work on, because, like, once I do my little debut, I'm gonna be trying to do this, like, live streaming. I know this is hubris talking, but I'd like to do, like, 9 to 5, like, Monday through Friday, just to get the hang of it. Because it's like, I really would like to be able to stream often, because, like, I'm getting really comfortable now, and I really appreciate all you guys being here for this. True IDK of any psychological VTubers who's on town market. Yeah, I mean, that technically. And it's like, I like to talk about it, you know what I mean? And I like polemics, which is like the art of like arguing back and forth with different topics. Cause like, I can be like sometimes really like, argumentative, like it sounds that way, but it's like, I don't mean it to be that way. Cause it's like, you know, you and I could disagree on a topic at hand. And it's like, I would like to hear your argument as to why you disagree. You know what I mean? And I'd like you to, you know, hear my topic at why I disagree, because it's like, it's a very good learning process. And I wish people like engage with it more without calling it like beef and stuff like that. I think that's a little silly. Actually, please do, because goddamn, get back into working out after years. I was gonna comment on that, and it's like, then I was like, shit myself, because I had to stream. I'm very proud of you for going on a run. Okay, like, running is a great introductory, but be careful, because it can be demoralizing. Because, like, even I personally don't run, because, like, I have asthma, so I have really low oxygen capacity for running. But walking and running and, like, doing stuff, as long as it makes you feel good, like, I 100% support it and recommend it. Will you maybe start a Discord server to interact with your followers? I personally would love to do it. The only problem about that, I actually have to, hold on. I have to use the restroom real quick. Give me a second. It's like, what do people normally do here? Do they put, like, a BRB sign? Hold on. I returned. But yeah, I totally forgot what else I was even talking about. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, the Discord server. Sometimes it can be a little too much. Sorry, I have stairs in this home, so I'm I catch my breath. Discord servers, the only problem with that is it feels like you have to have like a lot of moderation, and I just don't really have the manpower to do the moderation. And I like the idea of it, but at the same time, I think it'd be pretty easy to just stream more often, you know what I mean? Because like I don't want to overexert myself or stress myself out, so I probably not at the moment, you know what I mean? The dead model is so funny. Yeah, I probably need to get a BRB. Damn, hold on, let me see. Oh fuck, I lost. Damn, Kaozo, you lived in like 40 different places and had 30 jobs. You're the same age as me. Yeah, I've had a lot of life experience, and I think that's what's made me so mature at a, you know, again, like I'm 28, like I'm not super old, but I'm not super young either. So it's like, I think that's really big contributor to it. I lived in 3 places and had 2 jobs. Yeah, I could never hold down a job. I just never could. I've literally gotten fired from every job that I've ever had, because I just like, I have a personality that's very unemployable. Like, I'm just gonna be for real. So thankfully, you know, drawing on my own is saved me in that aspect. Only reason why I can do college now is the GI Bill. That's a very fortunate situation. I've heard about the GI Bill. It's really, really good. That's awesome. Yeah, I hate running LOL, but it's the easiest thing to do to force myself not to get distracted by my phone. Yeah, I'm suffering a really bad, like, social media addiction. And I am, you know, working for it. Like, for example, like, I like to do a lot of reading and stuff like that. And I recently ordered a Chaos of Power down. I recently ordered a e-reader, and I'm like, oh, this is like kind of like, I don't know, this is a little much, but it's like it will help me focus on just reading, because like the notifications just get to me. True, I plan to I plan to start walking after I work out, since I have a lot more time now. I just need to actually start. Yeah, my best bet for that is just set a very simple goal, maybe 3,000 steps, you know, for the day. And then slowly increase it. Like, do 3,000 steps a day for like a week, for example. And you can just do that in between, you know, just doing your odds and ends jobs for the day. You know, do it to increase it to like 5,000 steps, you know, and just go from there. Because like, everyone doesn't, like, funny enough, like, because I've had different various weights throughout my life. Hold on. I was like, oh god, so I'm a depressed eater, so it's like when I get really stressed, I get depressed and I eat everything. And I had gone through something right before my art career, and so I got up to like, I don't really feel like, okay, I'll just say numbers, because like sometimes like it's not accurate. Sometimes I try to give like BMI or whatever. I got up to like 170 in weight, and it was a lot of weight in my body or whatever. And I've done so many different things. I've done like weightlifting, I've done like straight, you know, high intensity cardio, but the best thing that's ever made me lose so much weight to where it's like I'm like, I think like 120 now. I fluctuate between 120 125, was just walking. Just 10k steps a day. I have lost the most weight. I think it's because of the fact that there's different heart rate levels, so your body burns different parts of energy and uses different parts of your body when you do certain heart rate levels. Like, for example, I really am really good at high intensity cardio. So it's like, you know, it could be anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours of just doing like Stairmaster, for example, for like, and my heart rate's like about like 170 to 180 maybe. And I never really lost weight with that, even though technically it said I had burned a lot of calories, but I believe because it was working mostly my muscles. And so it was growing my muscles more so than it was cutting, you know, fat or whatever. So it's like, it depends on like, again, your goals or whatever. But like, I lost a lot of weight with just walking. It's very low intensity. Props to your rigor though. There's so much life in the model when it's not tracking. Yeah, I know. Like, I really love this model. Oh, hello, Spoon Sonata. If you hate running, I think elliptical of the bike is a good alternative. I have bad knees and a bad back from the time in the Navy, so I've been doing the elliptical and it's been great so far. The Navy. Yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment. I have a bad knee. I got, what is it called? Osteoporosis, maybe? Where it's like, it's just like, it's starting to chip down. I think I got it from doing this specific machine at a really high intensity. So yeah, the elliptical is really good. I bike all the time. I love bike riding. I'd really like to one day get one of those really expensive bikes that are like really, really light. Is this a debut? Says Spoon Sonata. No, I'm just doing a test stream because like earlier, I was like stuttering and like I couldn't talk. So I'm just doing like a test stream to kind of get a feel for it. Because like I think like I would have died, like literally just died tomorrow. Discord can be a lot of work. Yeah, that's what it's a lot of work. And then like, I like talking because it's like texting takes a lot of time. Like I know I sound like an antique when I say that, but texting just takes a lot of time. And I have to go back and reread my English and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I talk a lot, as you can see. So I would much rather just talk, you know, talk out my answer. And it's like, maybe if Discord did like voice chat, like, you know, where I can do voice memos. Cause like, funny enough, a lot of my, my closer family and friends, like that's how I just talk to them. It's like, I'm at the boomer age where they just send voice messages. Cause it's so much easier and so much quicker. And I just don't have a lot of time, you know, throughout the day. If you ever do decide to open a Discord, I've experienced running a circus. Absolutely. I will be taking advantage of it anytime I get. Stella, prepare. Let's see. Honestly, I should go for more walks, but I have a hard time motivating myself to go out. Yeah, you have to start with just the bare minimum. Like, if you have, like, say if you have, like, a stoplight in your neighborhood, be like, I'm gonna walk to the stoplight and then turn around and come back. The best book, which I read a lot of books, by the way, the best book I have for starting motivation from nothing is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I definitely recommend you read that. But it's like these small little things. Cause like, so think about it. Like if every single day you made 1% progress, let's even say 0.5%, 0.5% progress every single day. That's still a lot of progress. I'm going to switch it back to 1% because I'm bad at math. So say you'd make 1% progress on something every day. That's 365% of an increase of next year. I'm so bad with numbers. So it's like, you know, 1% progress every day is a lot, you know? So it's like you have to start very, very small. Like, you know, do 2,000 steps in a day and then maybe do 3,000 steps the next day. You know what I mean? You have to start so small. That is the best way I've ever been consistent with my progression in anything, really. Retail jobs are the worst for me because I tend to be very straightforward to rude customers. Yeah. It's like when people get like insufferable and you're just being like cruel and mean, like it's really hard to control yourself and try not to do that, you know, that same stuff back. So I completely agree with that. Okay, wait, same. I'm definitely not made for this capitalism system. I want to do random stuff every day, not the same old stuff. Yeah, some people are just like, and again, like I'm very fortunate to be in the position I'm at, but some people are just, you're just not made for the, you know, quote unquote machine. Like that sounds very like, you know, dramatic. Some people are just not, like I cannot be employed. Like I'll go into details one day because it's like I had like the career I had before I was an artist was it was very I don't know how to put it. It was a lot, and something, you know, kind of bad happened, and it didn't turn out. It didn't turn out. So I'll go into detail about it because it really, you know, mentally kind of like messed me up for a long time. So I learned a lot from it at the end of the day, but I just couldn't do it. You know, I could not. I just was never ever made for like someone to be a boss over me. I can't do it. Taking notes. Yeah, you better take notes. I'm gonna go lie down now. Thanks a lot for the stream. Good luck with the day. Thank you, Roland. I appreciate you coming by. That reminds me of the anime, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? Yeah, I actually used to read that comic when it was like a web comic before it became an anime. That's a really, really good one. It's first like, yeah, I like that. That's a really good way to communicate. That's a great motivational series to start out if you like anime and you want to do exercising. I love biking. Need to get into again. OMG. Yeah, man. What happened here is I live in Vegas. I love bicycling too. I'm getting too excited now. I'm tripping over my words. Man, they were just, and again, like, I don't really like to talk about, like, you know, really, really negative topics, but there was a really bad, a bicyclist, was, like, run down, like, here, and, it just really kind of, like, bothered me, and I was like, I don't know if I feel comfortable biking for a while, so I kind of stopped it, and then I broke my wrist, which I couldn't bicycle. I could have actually only, like, literally, like, I want to say, like, 3 weeks ago was able to start biking again because my wrist was broken. So yeah, but it's a great way to get into introductory to cardio and whatnot. It's just so hot, but it's finally not over 100 degrees every day. Yeah, like it gets like to like I think 117 here in Vegas. Yeah, like there's a certain point where it's like I have to wear like the bladder backpacks whenever I'm biking, and I look so dorky. But did you see the Hatsune Miku bike? You know, I think there've actually been a couple of them, so I think I probably know what you're talking about. True, IDK, how these chatters can be so fast. I don't understand the context there, sorry. But yeah, like some people talk really quickly. Oh yeah, typing very quickly. Like, yeah, like I'm really slow, and I'm like, okay, well, did I cover all bases? And it's like I can talk pretty fast, so it's like it's hard to translate that in to text message. I suck at typing writing. I get that. I do voice memos. Yeah, it's so good. Like I can't type on a keyboard. Like it has to be like a smartphone. Discord does have voice chats. Oh, that's true. Yeah, but it's like, you know, I feel like streaming is like a little bit more fun. I worked at the Air Force Base Nellis. I worked at the Air Force Base outside of Vegas, and people bike that 30 miles from the edge of town to the base in the mornings. Yeah, Vegas is a really good place for biking. I know exactly what you're talking about. In primary school, I got really into running and became the fastest girl in my class. My motivator, anime about horse girls. Yeah, I know. I know exactly. Uma Musume, for sure. Yeah, that's a really, yeah, anything that really motivates you. Okay, wait, but Atomic Habits is an audiobook at my library. Found something to walk to. Yeah, Atomic Habits is a really, and especially if it's like introductory to, you know, motivation and want to get in your life on track and stuff like that. Atomic Habits is like the best introductory to that. It's a very, very good book. Oh, Payne, I'm lucky to live in a very quiet neighborhood, so I might just go biking or walking afterward. Yeah. See, just start slow. I used to rollerblade. I got into rollerblading from Cardcaptor Sakura, and I used to rollerblade all the time. But here in Vegas, it's a little too hilly, and so I put on my rollerblades. I put on my rollerblades and then crashed. And I was like, done. I'm done with this. And I haven't, since I got to Vegas, I have not rollerbladed. I was like, nope, I am not risking breaking my limbs. Hey, camelbacks are key for long distance hydration. Exactly. I 100% agree with you. Seeing KOs is typing for like 5 minutes was the scariest thing, not gonna lie. Oh damn, I'm just gonna drop the most brutal message. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I decided to sit here and like cover all bases. And like sometimes, like, you know, when it comes to people, like sometimes like if you dance around the topic at hand, you know, it's not as effective as being like, you know, straightforward, like to the point. So it's like, I know exactly what you're talking about though. I used to be very muscular, but eventually stopped working out because I got too busy with work to do much of anything. Even when I did have the time, it was too burnt out to do so at the end of the day. Yeah, you have to really manage your time. Like, and that's also another thing is like, not everyone has the mental, you know, capacity to be able to work out because it does take a lot out of you. And a lot of times, a lot of people, you know, again, overexert themselves. They think like, oh, well, if I don't have a gym routine, that's like strength lifting and all this stuff, it's not worth doing, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, it can be really hard to balance a healthy, you know, mindset and diet and work ethic all at the same time. Me in Europe biking everywhere. Yeah, biking is so much fun. It is so much fun. I wanna eventually take another trip to Japan, and just buy a bike and just bike everywhere. I feel like that'd be like so much fun. Can you imagine like biking live streams? I just turn into a PNG VTuber and just strap a GoPro onto my helmet and just bike Japan. That sounds like a lot of fun. I wonder if that's even possible. I used to be skinny until I joined the Navy. Then I discovered how much I actually stress eat. Yeah. The galley will do that to you. The galley will definitely do that to you. We had a crazy girl rollerblading on her rural worlds because of the crazy hills. She was a beast at it. Yeah, that takes a lot of leg, like, coordination and stuff like that. It's a really good way to build quads and stuff like that. I love rollerblading. It just really sucks because like here it's like there's just too many hills. I do ping pong. It's a great sport for moving your whole body without feeling like you're actually working out. Yeah, okay, so I really like birdie. I don't know, have you guys ever heard birdie? I think it's called. It's like tennis rackets, kind of like ping pong, but I'm so bad at ping pong. I don't know. I used to play that a lot. Oh man, I can't remember the last time I biked. It's a lot of fun. I think everyone should you know, bike if you can. It's just you have to be very, very safe nowadays. I biked everywhere my college campus, no matter the weather. I'd go to class, but actually just drenched from the thunderstorms, but it was great. Yeah, biking's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think my record has been, maybe 30 miles. 30 or 32 miles, I think has been my record. PNG of a fox and a bike, not even pedal. It's true. I just have this current model just pasted onto the, onto a bike. That'd be pretty fun. Badminton, my beloved. Is that the bird? Is that what I'm talking about? Is there a difference between birdie and badminton? Might be the same thing. Oh, it is the same thing. I guess the birdie, maybe. Oh well, okay. I think so. Oh, that's fine. I called it. It's like the shuttle. I thought that was called a shuttlecock. Oh, I guess it says they're the same thing. Okay, okay. Pickleball. I've never played pickleball. I think that's a very a very popular sport all of a sudden for some reason. Okay, so now I'm going to try drawing. Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Because I do need to practice this as well. Hold on. Let's see. Ta-da! Okay, let's see. And so far my computer is working pretty well. My GPU is at like 60%. Anybody know anything about computers? It's saying 60. Oh, why is it getting up to 70%? Man, why is my GPU going crazy? Man, I got a 4090, and I thought that was gonna be like the best GPU you could ever get. And then I found out, like 4090s are like the best GPU for what's it called? Like consumer grade PCs. And mine's like a workstation PC. So I think could have gotten a little stronger GPU, but I might have to adjust that at some point in time. Who is this diva? This is Kisaki from Blue Archive. I have my little iPad. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Is the music still playing? Does anybody know? I'm gonna clean up my bike and make it into a Itasha. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I thought about doing that too. I think that'd be really fun. Let me move my model. It's funny because like I don't know if yes, you sell BGM. Thank you. It's fine. I don't know if hold on. It's funny because like, it's dead silent in my room and I'm just talking to people, and that's always like a very interesting to say the least. Okay. $49 would be best for you. Probably don't want to mess with industrial GPUs. Yeah, but I have it like towards like there have been a few times where I'm editing videos and it gets up to 100% and it shuts down the program, and I have a pretty strong CPU. So I'm not really sure. Like I'm still trying to figure all this out. Yeah, so here's my little iPad. I can zoom in. Oh man, how am I gonna hold on? Yeah, I just like I know like when you get industrial grade or whatever, it's pretty pricey, but it's just like I guess that's kind of like the thing I'm gonna have to just deal with, you know what I mean? Let's see. You can borrow online. What? You can borrow a GPU online? Actually, my boy is ready to work out, so I'm heading to the gym. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you. Have fun. Okay. That's really cool. Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I have 2 monitors, so I'm trying to figure out the best way for chat for me. See, that's why I gotta figure out stream elements. It wouldn't work for your stuff. You don't think so? Oh, wait. Okay, I'm a little lost. Oh, thank you, the model holding the tablet. Thank you. I can even draw. The only thing is I have to toggle it. You see, like I can draw. Cause like with other what's it called? Drawing what's it called? Tablets. It can touch the screen, but because I'm using an iPad, it's actually the iPad is hooked up to my I have to hook up to a MacBook, and the MacBook's hooked up to my computer, and that's how I can I'm able to draw. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out this aspect of my computer. Okay. Give me a second. I like this room a lot. Okay, so I think I'm going to actually end stream here. I'm just so wound up. I can't even focus on drawing, you know what I mean? But I really appreciate, you know, you guys being here. It really helped a lot because, again, like sometimes I just get such in my head about the, you know, the anxieties of doing something new. And, you know, testing this out before tomorrow, because that's when my little debut is. Tomorrow at 1, I think, I'm gonna have debut merch, and I just realized I have to do the listings for those. So 9 times out of 10, whenever I do a debut, or excuse me, whenever I have new merchandise, I like do the listings and the product photography the same day. And so it's like I'm like behind the computer, like typing as much as possible, and it's just like it's really, really careless. And so I'm trying to prevent that this time. So I think I need to do that now. So, but I appreciate everyone being in stream and supporting me, because it's like I was going to pass out. Like I gotta see if I can post my aura, my heart rate online to see if it shows. Like it's like, oh, I was about to die. So I appreciate everyone being here. It really means a lot to me, and I hope I see a lot of you guys tomorrow. And again, like I hope I can do more live streamings and stuff like that. I think that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll figure out more stuff as I go, because like I want to try and get chat on screen, and I think there's a way you can do like redeems and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. So I really appreciate it. So thank you guys for being here. Do I do an ending stream? Like what do I do now? Like, you know? Okay, let me do I'll do a little ending. Hold on. Okay. All right, bye you guys.